forward on topics, whether conscious or cosmic. It's never nonsense, mega levels are microscopic. It's a Killah Priest project, AD control the rocket. Before we land the plane, many things we engage and explain. The unexplained, without mask. Welcome to the Killah Priest podcast. Killah Priest podcast.
Yeah. What's going on, y'all? What's happening? What's cracking? What's going on? It's AD Ross right now, holding it down temporarily in the studio on behalf of Killah Priest Podcraft. What's going on? It's gonna be one of them nights, one of them shows. Priest gonna be joining us via Zoom today, and he will tell you why when he comes on board. Doing some audio adjustments here. Check. What's cracking? What's going on? What's good? I see El Bragadino in the building. What's happening? Let's see. We got Brian Douglas in the house. Respect to Brian Douglas. Andy Long. Yeah. We got Derek Ascari DuPont. Debonair Ascari. What's good? Jody Southworth in the house. What's happening? What's happening? So much going on, man. So much going on. We're going to take it bit by bit. El Bragadino says, peace. Oh, you got a whole long name right there. What is that? Fire, Poetic, and Alchemical. That's dope. Alchemical. Deuce Almighty in the house. I like that. Like Bruce Almighty, but Deuce Almighty. That was a good movie, man. Jason Sanchez in the house says cheers. Knowledge Born Allah in the building already, dropping that link right there to submit your tracks for the next song promotion segment, which we will be doing toward the end of the show. Y'all already know. Hybrid Cypher in the house says peace and love. I'm going to get the Zoom ready and all that. What's going on? How's everybody doing? Priest will be giving you the update as far as his status, what he's got going on, so I will let him speak on all of that. As the man behind the curtain, I try to just keep the show going, keep the show flowing, and all that, so that's what's up. Hope y'all doing good with this today. Today is Thursday. Yeah, Day of Thor. Thor's Day. 29th, the end of the month. That's right. This is the last show of the month before we get into June. I already know how that's going to go. We're in Gemini season. As Knowledge Born Allah pointed out on his show, if y'all missed that show, check it out. They spoke a lot about the powers and essence of the Gemini energy. So that's cool. I try to tap into that show as often as I can. But yeah, I'm getting this Zoom thing ready. What's going on with all of y'all? Joseph Roberts. Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate that. I'm just doing my best. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put this on the main screen over here. Bam. There we go. That looks better. Man, my new setup. I love this new setup, man. This is so much better. I wish I did this a little in the beginning. But hey, it's all steps. It's all happening now. Chat room's growing. Informational. Yes, we're doing the best to be informational. No sorry information. Yeah, it depends on what topic you want to go into. I can only speak on what I know of, obviously. But we have some great guests that come on board to this show that are quite informational. So that's good. We all know what we know. Everybody has their expertise. For some people, it's welding, art, psychology. Everybody has their specialty. Technically, we're all specialists in that regard. You know what I'm saying? But I always try to keep in mind the demographic that watches this show because I see all the numbers. You know, being the producer, I'm able to see the demographics, who's watching, the age group of who's watching. Um, and it's interesting seeing Priest's channel because it's constantly growing. Check. It's constantly growing and it's constantly expanding. Hold on, I'm getting Ask KP. Constantly expanding. I see there's been a lot more female audience on this channel, which is great. You know what I'm saying? Bring on the ladies. Let's go. That's important, man. You got to bring the females in because otherwise it's just a lot of dudes. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. We can always talk about stuff with that. It's funny when I was with my first band. Well, not my first band. When I was with my one of my bands that I blew up with, I was in a metal band. You know what I mean? Playing the keyboards. It was a hard metal band, like these dudes from Los Angeles, and we were playing all these shows. We opened up for Morbid Angel and all these big bands and stuff like that, and Deicide and In Flames and all these cool bands, man. I was just rocking the whole rock star life. You know what I mean? This is back in 2004, 2003, 2002. And it was cool, man. A lot of rock bands, a lot of like music, but it was all dudes in the freaking audience, man. I was like, I'm playing the keys on these shows, just rocking out, and it's like, dude, where are the ladies at? So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna switch to hip hop, yo. So I was like into the Cottonmouth Kings. Just a real quick story. Into the Cottonmouth Kings, became friends with the roadies of the Cottonmouth Kings, kind of like a Beastie Boy band that was marijuana based. Anyway, started hooking them up. I became like their producer as far as the roadies. Being the roadies, started a band called the Hit Squad with K. It was cool. We were like doing shows, and we actually opened up for the Cottonmouth Kings and SX10, which is a spin-off music group that Sendog from Cypress Hill put together. Shout out to Sendog. Anyway, then once we did those shows, girls everywhere. Oh man, I was happy, bro. There was ladies everywhere. It was like 70% girls and then like 30% dudes. I'm like, yeah, this hip hop is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, even though it's like a Beastie Boy, type of atmosphere, it was fun, man. It was just girls everywhere. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stick to this genre for a little bit. I'm still a rocker. You know what I mean? I still love the rock music and everything, but the shows, man, live shows is where it's at. It's live shows is a whole other experience than doing just studio work. Anyway, let's just leave it at that. Point is, it's always great to have the ladies around. It's always great to have them be growing into the audience and stuff. So shout out to all y'all. Jason Sanchez is a disco thing. Rage Against the Machine, very dope. Yeah, man, I love the Rage Against the Machine. I was really into the Rage. Also, I used to have that maroon T-shirt that had the Molotov cocktail in the back. Used to rock that in high school. Yeah, AJ says hip hop got the blend. Absolutely. So don't worry, y'all. We're gonna get Priest on the Zoom here. It's not just gonna be me. I'm not gonna bore you. We're gonna do our best to rock the show as best as we can. And you know how we do when we do this is that we got like we do like a freestyle, not a rap freestyle, but like a freestyle on the topics. So y'all post stuff on the chat room, and I'll respond, and we can discuss things, answer questions. What I will do, like I normally do when we do this, is point out, check out the merch. I'm rocking the Killah Priest Podcraft t-shirt. I started wearing XLs again. You know what I'm saying? And y'all gotta get your t-shirt at least. You know what I mean? You can get that right there in the description box. You'll see the merchandise. The merchandise button down there. You can see the mugs. The mugs go fast, man. Y'all like mugs even around the springtime. But yeah, get the mugs, get the t-shirts, and all that. Let's see. What I miss? Woggy says KMK got cotton mouth just off the secondhand smoke. It was horrible. Yeah. Thank you. I can't hang around weed bands, I guess. I mean, we could talk about that. The cannabis is not the same anymore, bro. Back in 2005, 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, it was a certain type of potency. Y'all heard me talk about this before. The cannabis was different back then. It was not this Frankenstein overly THC'd out stuff that they have now. It's way too concentrated now. It's too much. The cannabis now is too strong, and people are getting anxiety attacks off one hit. It's too damn strong. And you can still get a hold of like OG Kush and more organic strains, but if you go into a smoke shop and get anything that they have like Tangy or any of their strains, it's just so concentrated out. It's too strong, man. And people are freaking out on it. So like that's great that you can like smoke less to get the same effect, but man, I just had to pull back because it's not the same. It's not the same, and I'm over it. You know what I mean? And I get why people smoke blunts because the blunts has the tobacco in it, and the papers that kind of neutralizes it. It kind of like calms you down a little bit. Like it has the nicotine kind of like keeps you cool. But if you're just hitting out of bongs and water pipes and stuff straight up, that stuff, it's too much. I know it's not just me either. Yeah, y'all already know. Alcohol and cannabis are opposites. Yeah, I would say one is more a left brain effect, the other one's more of a right brain effect. I'm still for it. If there's something that's more organic, I probably have to do more research. I'm sure there's strains out there that I don't know about that can replicate that 2005 cannabis effect. But lately, I just haven't needed it in my endeavors. You know what I mean? And I just wrote. I got a track coming out where I'm rapping on it, and I started writing lyrics. I'm like, let me write without cannabis, because I used to write all the time on weed, and it was coming out clean. I'm like, yo, I can write without weed like easily. Like this ain't that tough at all. So it's like the magic feather with Dumbo. You know what I mean? You think you need that to fly, but you don't. Ooh, damn, that just came out. All right, let's see. Check this out. I'm gonna bring this on screen. 1 second. Actually, I gotta reformat things when there's nobody here. All right, hold on. Okay, so yeah, like I said, the Podcraft shop. Boom, boom. A lot of you already know about these. These are for those who don't know about it. Obviously, the T-shirt, and it'll be funny because like people will wear the shirts out in public, and you'll run into other people who also watch the show, and they'll be like, "Hey, you watch the Podcraft? Me too." And it's growing fast enough to where, yo, if you wear this shirt in certain spots, you're gonna meet other Podcrafters in there. You know what I'm saying? Get one for your lady. You've got these polos are getting popular. You got that beanies, bucket hat, and the snapback. I need to see if they have a fitted. I'm still working on that. I'm not sure if this merchandise producer has fitted, but the snapback is right there. There's the mugs. This is like one of the most popular products right there. The tank is good. You got two types of tanks. There's a premium tank, and then there's the sleeveless shirt. I probably rock more of the sleeveless shirt personally, but rock whatever works for you. Female tanks. This T-shirt's different because it's the heavyweight. Y'all already know what the difference is. So the top T-shirt over here on the top left is the premium. If you want to get just a standard heavyweight, that's there right there too. You got the curvy, and then sweatshirts and all that. And I just got one of these tote bags right here for like going to Whole Foods and stuff. If any of you all cooks, you got the apron, and you see what's that. You see where it's going on. Okay, and we're gonna get some Podcraft pillows over here for this couch. Okay, So that's what's up with the Podcraft merch. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. All right. Brian Douglas says make a flag. Ooh. Yo, I gotta check on the flags. Okay, let's see. Now let's go back. So that's what's up for Podcraft merch, and again, that is accessible through the KillahPriest.tv and through the underneath of this video. You will have access to all that. All right, that's KP merch. No, that's Podcraft merch. Sorry. Now we're gonna go into KP merch. Boom. All right, this is the Killah Priest shop, also accessible through the description and KillahPriest.tv. The Abraxas tan shirts, rocking these sweatshirts. I know it's not cold yet, but you can still get those hoodies. It's getting hotter, so you got the mini LED fans right there, rocking with all of those. And you see all the products right there. CDs and records. Now, even if you don't have a record player, I would still get the vinyl, even if you're not going to play it, because it's a collector's item, obviously. Priest is not going to be pumping these out. He's not going to make a lot more of these. These are all limited edition, so you need to get the vinyl as a collector's item now, because 5 years from now, 6 years from now, 10 years from now, the value is going to be higher. Know what I'm saying? Y'all already know how that works, so I'm not going to elaborate. All right, we're back here at the KillahPriest.tv site. This has the majority of his latest releases. Every single release is not up here yet, but in the future, his website's we're gonna have every single like official release that Priest has put out. There's obviously a lot of unofficial releases out there. There's a bunch of singles out there too. Maybe we'll get those up there, but at least you'll get all the official releases accessible on the site. And what they basically do is, like, when you click on it, it'll take you to how you can listen to it. And if there's any attached video for it, you'll have access to that there. You know what I'm saying? So you can buy the CD, Amazon, Spotify, Apple Music. Obviously, there's a lot more platforms. I use Tidal, but this just kind of links you to those for now. All right, that's what's up with that. Let me check back with the chat. Let's see. Walker says, I would scratch the S out of them. All right. Hey, you're a DJ. That's what's up. Yeah. Evan Fallen says, original heavy metal is a collector's item. Yeah, man. That's true. Shout out to M. Kush. Yeah, there was an apron. I mean, there's a lot of chefs out there. You know what I mean? And nowadays, with the way, you know, a lot of conscious people speak, conscious people know about the importance of cooking at home. Like I said, I see the demographics. I see the age group that watches the show. It's a little bit of the older generation too. So I don't have to tell you, because you already know the importance of making your own food. So that's why the apron is in the merch. Jody says the merch is dope. All right. Food channels do numbers. Yeah, that's one thing we're talking about with Priest, is doing a cooking segment. I need to set up a couple burners. When I say burners, I'm talking about stovetop, not what you're thinking. But, you know, so that they can have skillets and, you know, maybe like the ability to boil water, all that. I gotta set it up nice so that it's all clean and cool, and like there's no wires that you can trip on and stuff like that. Cause it's the living room. I mean, I'm in my living room. I mean, so putting elements of the kitchen in the living room can be a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let's go back. So that's what's up with the KP merch. CDs and vinyl. So on killerpriest.tv, when you click on CDs and vinyl, it's going to take you to directly to Amazon. So this is where you can get the heavy metal and things like that. Priest has a DVD called A Day in the Life. Did you guys even know about that? You've got the audio CD View from Masada. You know, so that's accessible there, and some other stuff that he's featured in also. Okay, bringing it back. All right, so that's what's up with CDs. That's what's up with merch. Y'all get it. Y'all know what's up. Shop. All right, and I think DVDs are already up there. Yeah. All right, we got that. Next, I'm gonna respond to this text. Yep. We're about to get Priest in the Zoom. Let me reset him the link. 1 second. Boom. It's about to go down. Let me get my sound effects ready. Checking the chat. Speaking of Burner, he has the latest one. Okay. I can't even speak on that, man. AJ says there's no such thing as diabetes. There is, and technically it starts off with insulin resistance. We can talk about sugar. That's one of my things I know about. We could talk about sugar, but we're gonna wait. Yeah, man. Okay, 1 second. Let me get this going. We're about to get Priest in the building. It's about to go down. Where is that?
It's about to go down.
Yeah. All right. And while Priest is joining, I'll tell y'all about XclusiveDirect.com. What you know about Xclusive Direct? This is where you can get some Wu-Tang gear, classic OG streetwear, large classic OG sweatshirt, Wu-Tang shirts you may not have known existed. You got the Liquid Swords G right there. You got the Jizza, the Genius Slim Fit t-shirt. This is a Slim Fit, y'all. Let me get myself back up in here. Yeah. Bam, Liquid Sword shirt. So that's Exclusive Direct. The link's in the description also. That's exclusive with the X. Priest.
We live, yo?
Yes, sir.
Live in effect.
Mm-hmm. How you doing?
Good. Oh, man, I'm great, man. I'm great. Just gearing up. Got the show, Chicago. I'm about to do a lot of things, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just gearing up, man. In the studio. Shout out to the Hero League also. Word. Royal Priesthood. Everybody that's out there, you know. I want to say peace to y'all. Yeah, what's good? What's going on, man?
Not much, man. I'm trying to give them the update on what you got going on with the merchandise and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Turn up. Yeah, the garments are now available. Abraxas pre-order t-shirts. It'll be there faster. And the album is, you know, you know what I'm saying? Just put it that way.
Nice.
So yeah, that's everything. Get the fans, man. My man Jay Bland, he always coming through. So we sold out of that one, yeah. But we do have the Star Trek one, like not the white. The white is sold out also. AD.
Oh, right here with the Abraxas.
Yeah, just that white one.
Okay, so all.
But the black one.
Got you.
But the black one is available right there. But on the back of the Abraxas, you have the W, the Killah Priest W that you see.
On the black
one.
one.
Then you also have one. Yeah, and the back of that one is that logo also.
Okay. On the black T-shirt.
Yeah.
Got you. I'll have to update that.
Also your hoodies.
Okay, and you still got the black hoodie with the front logo.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. I'll update that.
yeah. We gotta do some forest of the happy ever after. That's gonna be a lot of colors though.
Yeah, that's gonna be between you and your screen printer.
Yeah.
But that'll be one hell of a
Yeah,
shirt.
what you was building on?
I was still just showing them the merch. I've been in merch mode this whole time, showing them the website, killerpriest.tv, telling them that they're gonna have access to all of the old music you put out. All the official releases are going on the site. So just bring them into the .com, you know what I mean, or the .tv.
Yeah. And getting exclusive with the music.
Yeah.
Exclusive with the music, and also the Patreon is up and running. You know what I'm saying? We out here doing it. So, as our, as we progress and keep going further, we're gonna still knock stuff down. Shout out to Bragadino, man. Bragadino got the songs he got the dedication song. I want to hear that tonight.
Okay. Dedication song,
Word.
huh?
Yeah, yep. Shout out to Brad. Let me see the chat room real quick.
Showing the chat
Yeah,
room.
that's the Patreon, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Yo, the tears of joy. Everything with tears.
Mm-hmm.
Everything with tears. Except
Frontier,
tears of a clown.
Crocodile Tear, Rocketeer, Tears of Joy, and Frontier.
Yeah,
Nice. Links in the description. Here,
yeah,
here is the chat room.
yeah. What's good? Oh, shout out to was it El Bragadino, AJ. Uh, what's that? Hippocratic oath.
Where
Hippocratic.
where you looking at?
I'm
Oh
looking at
yeah. Oh, I see. AJ. Yeah, he
yeah,
said Hippocratic Oath.
yeah.
DJ
It
Flicks.
sounds like Rob. It's summertime. That's right. DJ Felix.
DJ Flicks. He says,
YG.
"Is the shipping free? The shipping is not free because some people order international."
Yeah. No, it's not. The shipping is not free. You got to pay for the shipping. You
Yeah.
know. Yeah. That's a part of the growth.
Yeah.
That's the way the system is, man. You got to pay for the shipping, but the merchandise is priceless, so you can get that. Hold on to it now because when the next time you're going to see just priests just doing all this, I'm just merchant, music, podcraft, and we moving up, man. Everything is progressing. We have the comedians coming through. Now
Yeah.
we're gonna have some of the clan. We're gonna have musicians coming through. We're about to turn up a little bit more notch. Show them, we've been doing this for a while. Also, building is a part of what we love, and exploring new avenues, and all of those things add on. Man, it's the fabric that I think makes us in the preset universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
KP universe.
definitely expanding.
Yeah.
Last year was a good year,
Word.
but this year is going to be even more crazy.
Yeah. As we approach 100,000, wow, we hitting our 90, and then we get our plaque, and then from there we can sit and start riding.
Yeah,
Word.
that's true.
Bring us some chronicles, but everything is moving like it's supposed to be. Um, Oh, shout out to Knowledge Born. I was gearing up. I saw them on the wind down yesterday. Where him and Crip Jesus. They Crip Jesus want to stop by tonight. Word.
Okay, yeah.
Brother. Yeah, yeah.
I think he's hitting me up right now.
Yep. So that's all in divine, and all in divine. And what I gotta say?
Do it quick.
I don't
I
know,
mean,
man. It's just so much stuff to do. It's just so much stuff
I'll
to
be right
bring
back.
to it.
I gotta turn on the AC.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, so much stuff to do, y'all. Hold up, for sure.
It's
Shout
getting
out to
hot
Danny
in here.
Selena. I'll see Danny Salinas tomorrow, man. It's gonna be crazy.
Danny Salinas. Hey.
Yeah. He said,
Buffalo.
yeah, Buffalo, Brown Buffalo. Yeah. He said, oh, okay, you could have saw me tomorrow and got it straight up. Oh yeah, I see it. I see it, no doubt. Man, shout out to the Brown Buff for Brown Buffalo in the building. Word.
There he
Yeah,
is.
man. Uh-huh.
Chicago, huh?
Yeah.
Man.
But then after that, Alaska, a couple of other spots, Montana.
Dang.
I was trying to get on. I was trying to get in some stuff for my birthday, and then we'll set up a Braxton's tour and going into the celestial grammar. So we'll be moving into the celestial world and all that, man. We got some good stuff, some great information coming. So you're gonna have to have your mind open. You know, you can close your eyes and start to stimulate the pineal, which is your third eye. So you got to put on that headlight. You know,
Mm-hmm.
headlight, man. What was the? So yeah, a lot of good stuff is happening.
Man.
But we almost at 90, huh? That's great. Where we at?
Yeah,
Let
let's
me
see.
see. What's up, on? You could. I'm gonna send you a couple of things. Hold on, so you can play for the podcast. And
Okay, yeah,
I
you,
want to.
you got Crip Jesus joining soon.
All right, that's good. So because I want to see how cats feel about some of these things. Have you heard of the Ethiopian book?
No.
Ethiopian. The word ether is in there too. The
Mm.
Ethiopian Bible, right?
Yeah.
So stocks hit me. Let me see what this is about. Because apparently they must have took that out. That's probably one of the oldest ones. And I was like, it was very interesting, man, with this word, because you have the word ethi, like from the word ether. Oh, and I thought of something else too, just for Naphtali, because he was you know the word disciple, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if you say disciple? So it would be disciple,
Mm.
disciples of Bell.
Yeah.
There were students, if you think about it, the P could be thrown upside down, right?
Yeah.
We always told from right to left and left, you know what I mean? So the students were worshiping or follows a ball.
Just like Bible is Bible.
Yeah, oh, wow. See, which means book. Yep, exactly. Bible. Oh, let's go in, bro. Hold on, I'm
Again.
gonna say this one thing called. It's called the Ethiopian. Hold on. Um, hold on.
Your name says Priest EA. What's that EA?
That's for those who know.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll let you think on that. That's
Etherically
hold up.
abstract.
Hold up. Let's see.
Eternally awesome.
Oh, that's hard. That's
Ether-
hard.
etherically abstract.
That's hard.
Extra ambitious. I could do
I
this
like
over.
that. That's
Priest Ea.
uh,
Uh oh. We got Mr. CJ coming in. Okay, hold on. I gotta set this up. I got a special setup for this. Hold on. 1 second. Here we go. Let's see here.
I wonder if we can play this.
Peace.
Peace. I'm gonna get you up in
Peace.
here.
Peace, peace. Hey,
Peace,
me.
God.
Hey, Crip cheating. Word. I'm all right with that, you know. Starks had hit me with this, the Ethiopian Bible. It's crazy. I wanna The lost years of the. Wait a minute, hold on. This is a certain one. I don't want to play that.
Hold on, I'm gonna get you up in here real quick.
What's a song?
Huh?
It's a song.
Nah. This is a It's crazy. It was talking about the missing years of Christ from 12 to 33.
Yeah, the
That's
18 missing
crazy.
years.
Yeah, the 18 missing years. Yeah, that's it. That's it. But it was a small little documentary. It was kind of cool. Cool. I was checking it, and it was talking about his 18. Yeah, go ahead.
About 100 years ago, it was a man walking all through the ghetto and the projects in North America, giving out the 18 missing years of Jesus' life, and it was wrapped up in a book he called the Circle 7 Quran. His name was Nora. That was part of it. There's other parts in that Circle 7 Quran, but see, he don't claim to wrote the Circle 7 Quran. He compiled it. So the first part of it is the Aquarian Gospel with the 18 missing years. Word is bond.
Yeah.
Aquarian Gospel.
Yeah, see, see,
That's what I'm saying. Our history up here in North America is beautiful, guy, but we get so caught up in the arguing, I don't follow this, but when you just put that to the side, Lord, we got some real Abbots, some real Abus, some real masters. Look at your history, God. You know, I be going through your discography. Come on, man. The eagles can change because you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some real legends that came up here in North America. But yeah, Noah Drali was passing out the Aquarian Gospel to our people with the 18 missing years. And he said he delivered it to our hands because the Muslims of Egypt, Palestine, and India were given the permission to let it go at that specific time. So that's 100 years before the age of Aquarius to get us ready.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So look, but they be leaving out the Ethiopian mission joints too. And I was like, oh, I'm trying to find a direct there. I have to call them up. But it's like lore. I was thinking about lore too, because if you see LUR, you can write that in. That's let us reason. So that's when we come together. We come together in the Lord. We sit down, so let us reason together. And like you said, if you put away the religion, right, and the stigma and all of that, because like Malcolm X said, we all here, we just black, we're human beings sharing this experience. And we take off the what's name and let us reason and break bread. See, so we break bread. Then we'll come with the merciful will. But then we can sit down and as the reason, see, reasoning kind of sound like seasoning.
Word is bond.
Word, come on, we the salt. If you need the salt, let us. And yo, seasoning that brings you in, AD, because without the seasons, you won't have your sign.
Yeah.
So there you have. See, that's what reasoning doing. See what we doing? Putting away the difference, whether you're a flat earther, whether you're a round earther, a square earther, or I'm just bearing frankincense and myrrh at this point, and just like Crip Jesus. But I yield. I want to hear from y'all too, beloved brothers.
Yeah. I just say that, man. How you said with the reasoning and the seasoning, right, God? The way you flow, these realities are so cold. I can remember, I know I talk about this same album a lot because I just entered prison, God, and my mom had just passed away.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it was hard for me to really break through. I was fully thugged out. So the first album that really got me, like in the niggas getting the books part of stuff. People getting the books, but it'd be the urban novels and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All that. So this is like, then maybe you get on some political. That's kind of like getting smart. But to get into the astral realm, to really think about, getting out of there and still being self, was that album The Offering. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, Ghetto Jesus, guys. That's before I was Crip Jesus, you know what I'm saying? But it hit me like Ghetto Jesus, that one with you and Nas. You feel what I'm saying? It was a few in the coming full circle. we got we chopping it up now. Got a relationship. I was on the phone today. It was one of the guys I taught in prison that's still up in there. And I was like, oh, you ain't heard this? I was playing that Planet of the Gods. And he just like learned it through the phone in the cell. He like, oh, I gotta get this. I'm like right. They said, yeah, guys, like, yeah. So it's like when you take the time, people, a lot, you got this era now, is just spit. I say whatever. I don't even make it up. I just make, no. But when you take the time, put the nutrients and the ingredients in there, and the vitamins, it's powerful. And think about it. People say all that stuff about hip hop being dead and all that, but who's the biggest artist right now? What, Kendrick and J. Cole, the top spitters?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. You still got where's Jay like? You still got him around, right?
Oh, Jay Electronica? You said?
Yeah.
Come on, man. I don't know. He on his Dr. Dre tip though. He don't really be dropping like every 7 years or something.
Right. Word. Yeah, you got like, it's like pockets of cats that come. I think Elzai, but then you got J. Cole don't drop that much though. But it was like,
He had a cool little run.
Yeah, he do. Yep, he do.
Like, if that's the case, Kendrick don't really, drop that much. Really, he just came back on a binge real quick.
Yeah, he bought it
so much. It ain't really about all the stuff he made later. I like that stuff, that Section 80 and all of that. That's the Kendrick I'll be listening to. You feel me?
Yo, it's just like the goddess said, it's about to be a new crown load. So if we look at the crown loads that's coming now, she said that the spitters are going to come, and you have Pat Book stirring up you, Kyle Zodiac, Cap Jones, Lil Da Vinci. Come on, Royal Priesthood alone. You know what I'm saying? So the Royal Priesthood alone is going to be probably it's the elite.
Kyle Zodiac special though. I ain't gonna lie. He like an alien.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely.
He's like an alien.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get him on something. We trying to figure out what to get him on though. I'm like, man, I don't know. He's gonna have to let him kill me. He might have to go first.
Yeah, that's monk status, man. But that's gonna help you. Yo, that's a heavy bar to lift, bro. Word. He's monkish, like a monkey chair. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you got that type of time and that type of focus, it's golden. And he got that. You know what I'm saying? Kill Rifkin too. You know what I'm saying? But Kai is just like he's like how Ty Phoenix explained him. She was just like when he was first, she was just like, it's just amazing. That's it.
Amazing.
I said this yesterday though, with Knowledge Born. When you look at the formation of the clan, right? And you look at the timing, you gotta be realistic. So you gotta put it into hip hop and the influence. So everyone in Wu-Tang represented a different chamber. You can see how Trap can go all the way back to Ghostface and Raekwon. You could see how, you see what I'm saying? You could see how different party styles and all that go back to Old Dirty. You feel what I'm saying? You can see how the what they call it, lyrical spiritual or lyrical miracle, whatever, go back to like RZA, GZA. You can see, right?
Yeah.
I was telling them, I said, now here's what you have in the industry with them coming out. You see it so like catered towards the dark. But you see like what I would call spiritual. But I would say Ty Finney's coined it the best that night. Was the high vibrational hip hop. And I would say that comes from your favorite God. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean? How you with the animation and all that, how far you took it. Like, because I was just talking to this sister, shout out to Sarah Needle, one of the top supporters of the Black Illuminati in Australia. She sent me Pagan. Now, of course, I've been seeing Pagan, but I forgot. I'm like, she just woke me back up. I'm like, man, come on. She's like, yeah, this is the one. This is in Australia. She's sitting here watching this, like, yeah, this is the one. So this high vibrational hip hop is zigzag zigging all through the universe from Allah all the way to zigzag zig ciphering back around, God. And that's coming from your chamber all the way to all chambers. So I even see like what we doing, like me and you coming to Cali and all that. You know what I mean? It was written, you know, you got to say in the end, the sun will rise from the west. And, you know, we get to, like it's just rap. But I remember growing up as a kid and being like, oh, horseman, cannabis, corrupt. And these are all ways to get this high vibrational frequency to you. You feel me?
Great spitters.
High
Great
shit
spitters.
of high
Yeah.
science.
Yeah. That's crazy.
The
I
high
know, man. Oh man. Yo, it's kind of, I don't know. I can sit on that, meditate on that for a minute. Because that
heavy
right there,
rotation without radio
they
station.
told me. Huh?
I said heavy rotation without radio station. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Because the
Like
topics
the
y'all touch on, they don't want to put on the radio station.
Nah. But you know, look at the shift. The shift is happening. It's like heavy rotation, like you said, the planets. The sun stays still, everything just rotates. You know what I mean? Am I right, AD?
Yeah. Well, the sun is not staying still. The sun is moving on both models.
Right,
Heliocentric.
okay. Okay, yeah. You go in and out.
Yeah.
Shade, just long as you get that, you get that shade, that darkness is always there. And we color the name. It's an oxymoron, we just call it shade. But
Mm-hmm.
it's still a darkness. You know what I mean? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's in the room, even when light is in there. All you gotta do is stand in front of it. You'll see the darkness. They exist, coexist. But
Yeah.
yeah, so
The
that's what
darkness.
huh?
The darkness.
Yeah,
The
what is the
darkness.
origin of that name, right?
Triple blackness. The black.
But it's not. But darkness is not really a color.
Hey, God,
That's
remember
like
that
the
time
food.
Coverboy said, "You're not black"? I said, "My gums is black." I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. No, but you got the rainbow, but you don't have dark in it. See, it's like it's not even a color. It's deeper than that.
It's the absence of
It's like
color.
it's the womb.
It's
Yeah,
short.
because it's the beginning. It's like you really can't identify it as darkness. Like if you were a dog, you said, "What you see?" I see nothing. You know, you standing in darkness. What Rakim said, suddenly your knowledge is took
Mm-hmm.
straight into the Milky Way, world's out of sight. Not even not even a satellite. So you stand in that triple stage, and you're like, man, what is it? It's the consciousness.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the consciousness.
Before the creation of things.
Yeah, yep. So it's the all in all, and that's where you well, bees make honey in the dark too. You know, they develop inside the in the comb.
Mm,
Word.
it's
Like, it's
deep.
crazy.
Inside little
But y'all carry on,
hexagrams.
God. I'll be back.
All right.
It's real
You hear
deep.
me?
Yep.
I'll be back. Y'all carry on. I wanna hear what you got. I'm getting ready to, do my thing.
Okay.
Yo,
Yeah.
AD.
Yeah.
Hold on.
What's good?
Lost y'all for a minute. Yeah. Oh, I see. Oh, you got the LA hat. I just start seeing.
Oh yeah. Come
Oh,
on, man. You know I
Rio.
gotta represent.
Yeah.
We in Queens, and we in Crenshaw. The same from Queens to Crenshaw, from Crenshaw to Queens.
There you
You know what I'm
go.
talking about?
All
And I
right,
got that.
cool.
Hey, and I got that blue tank joint on.
That's incredible.
Come on, man.
Incredible.
Check this out.
All right. AD, I'll be back.
All right.
You know we hip hop.
Yep.
You feel me? Hey, Deezy.
Yes, sir. I'm just making a quick adjustment because every time the lighting changes around here, because I got the window open.
Mm-hmm.
So as the sun goes down, I got to make adjustments.
Okay.
I'm trying to get this so it's always easy. Boom.
Man, guess who I just talked to?
Who?
King Son.
King's son. Who's that?
King Son, the famous rapper King Son, the 5%er. The infamous King Son, especially
See,
back in the 80s and the 90s.
see
But he's
you.
really been making a reemergence lately. Look him up on the computer, man.
Yeah, you gotta educate me because I am not familiar with that.
King Son is the God. The
Okay.
guy. You know, you got everybody talking about peace, God, and all that. No, this, you know, a lot of people are influenced. This is the guy, right? He was one of the first ones back in Rakim's time coming with all that God body rap with the flag, representing, holding it down. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And throughout the years, you know, due to having you know, he's a big, tall brother, deep voice brother. He's not, you know, he's a little threatening stance type of thing. You know what I mean? He's gained a little reputation among some people, but you know what I mean? I love him. You know what I mean? I can't say nothing bad. I'm not even of age to even speak of that. You know, I know nothing of the greatness of God. And, but yeah, Mind Lightner, Allah Dominated, tapped in with him. I was right there in the car before we called up there. Matter of fact, hold on.
Okay, so you met.
Yeah, I'm live right now. Hey, I was just telling them we were just talking to King Son. Call my other line. All right. But nah, say it again.
So you met someone who's like a mentor to you.
No. King Son is a
Like a
OG in the nation,
okay.
elder in the nation, yeah, for sure. I would say more like someone I look up to.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to give him that. You know what I mean? I can't say he mentored me. I haven't even met him yet.
Oh,
But yeah,
got you.
we just typed in, made peace on the phone, future plans. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
But yeah, King Son, man. Yeah, I gotta send you something over there, man. Yeah, King Son, he one of them ones, bro, for sure. I'm talking about like Rakim, Eric B, Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, the Essence, the Pioneers. You feel me?
So, are you gonna try to get him on a podcast? Do you think you're gonna try to do an interview with him? Are you thinking about creating content with him, collaborating?
I mean, to be honest with you, I think all of that's going to naturally happen. But like, you know, in hip hop, it's so real that sometimes you have relationships with people and you never know how whatever happens when it happens. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it
Like
seems
for instance,
inevitable.
for instance, Planet Asia, right?
Mhm.
Now I know they got the what's that thing, copyright or whatever. But if you were to mute my video Ice and play it, you'll see he's all through the video. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
So it's like, you know what I mean? You know people, you meet people, you may have a full-fledged, you might go to their house and be kicking it with them and all that, but you never know, you know what I mean? Like me and Priest, I've been on the podcast, you know, pulling up all that, you know what I mean? So it don't always happen right away. But I know as far as a relationship, it was an organic connection between him and my enlightener, my mentor, if you want to call it that, you know what I mean? You know, I'm kind of old to have a mentor, but you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? For sure, my enlightener. No, but it's I would say my enlightener because in the 5% nation, when you really join the nation, you have what's called a tree.
Okay.
So Father Clarence 13X, well, we call him Father Allah, but his name, if you want to look him up on Google or whatever and just do your investigation, Clarence 13X. But Father Allah, he left the temple, Nation of Islam, you know what I mean, 63, started the nation in 64, October. So that's not a million years ago. You get what I'm saying? It's not even 100 years ago. It's barely even a little over 50. So what we do is it's only a few generations. So you should be able to trace yourself back to him. You get what I'm saying? Each person, if you have a true tree, you should be able to trace yourself back to him. So ours go virtuous Allah, then just life Allah, and that's my enlightener's enlightener. Then you got me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in that sense, yeah, he's gonna always be my mentor, you know, father figure, some elder, you know what I mean? It's a nation, you know what I mean? But yeah, there we go. That's King Son, righteous but ruthless. And then look at his name, King Son. So if you think about it, he represents the original hip hop before we started taking on different type of names. No more kings. Stuff we start calling ourselves stuff like Little. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You know what I mean? No more Son. Now it's Thug and shoot. You know what I mean? This is before that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Even when you look at like Wu-Tang and Killah Priest and all of them, that was like when the horrorcore and all that. So even that was kind of gangster and hardcore compared to his era. But he's a true G in the streets, period. But I'm just saying, as far as like the music in itself, he have hard lyrics. He spit, don't get it twisted. But it's more like how Coogee rapping them is, you know what I mean? It's still more of the God body, positive edge before the turn came. But you know what's crazy though? It's like the guys was around in the 90s when the turn came and they was involved. You know, they got songs dissing Tupac and stuff like that. You know what I mean? it's all real in real time. That's the cool part about music.
Mm.
How do I explain what I'm trying to say? Make sure I say this right. As conspiracy theorists, naturally, we like to kind of lean towards always like they did this and they did that. But we have to understand is when they do what they do, they don't use themselves. They use real elements, if you get where I'm going with this. So these are things that are really going on. They'll just grab it and, exaggerate it or put it out there and project it through the medium to make it a reality for the masses. Right?
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is that this thug street element did exist. So yeah, keep it real. But did it exist on the level it does now? Did it exist to the point where it's like normalized that you walk in somebody's grandma's house and they projecting a song through the device on the wall about twerking and doing crime and all this crazy stuff? You get what I'm saying? It gets to a point now where you see the agenda. But however, the agenda was still based on real-time things. So it still was stuff going on in the projects. These dudes still were involved in their neighborhoods where they were from or whatever. These things were changing and happening in real time. You know what I mean? So you do see the change in the music and the culture with the guys throughout the 90s. But that's why it's beautiful to even have these discussions, because he represents an era and a time before that. And you see that it wasn't necessarily so corny or soft like they want to paint it for you.
Yeah.
Hey, stay inside. Don't go to school. That's more like the Will Smith, Vanilla Ice, MC Hammer.
Those are more like entertainers.
Yeah, mainstream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's a misunderstanding as if it wasn't always that. Sometimes people be like, that new school stuff. I hate when people do that. I'd be like, bro, we had 69 Boys. We had Whoop There It Is.
Yeah.
We had Uncle Luke and the Two Live Crew. I'm pretty sure when Uncle Luke and the Two Live Crew was doing their shows, the real stand on the corner cypher spit dudes considered them corny. Come on now.
Yeah, we still play Hoochie Mama at the club.
Come on, right? Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Baby Got
So
Back.
they become legends later because the kids of that era grow up and they're still part of the fabric of the hip hop. They're still part of if hip hop is a pyramid, they're part of the Stones. It is what it is. You can't take that out because now you're trying to change what hip hop is. It's a full cipher expression. See, to the dudes who go too hard pressed, if they have it, they will have no club. You know what I'm saying? It's like, shut the club down. Everybody in the club stand in a circle. Yo, your shoes, your eyelashes. Yo, ma, why you got them big eyelashes on? It's like, you gotta have your variety, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of artists who put out albums where they'd be like, okay, this is the club track. This is where I'm really showcasing, myself here as a lyricist here. This is going to be a B-side where it's more epic and dramatic, and then they have a ballad. You know what I mean? It was common to like have their different types of, audiences or energies.
Y'all hated that.
Yeah.
And that was real big in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
It was like so corny. And then, you know what the worst was? When you had an artist that didn't have their own sound. So the whole album is just a bunch of different types of songs. Like you got your Ricky Martin feature, you got your Beyonce feature, you got your church song, you got your I Love My Mama song featuring Boys the Man. Doo-doo-doo, my mama told me be good. Yeah, my mama told me be good in the hood, y'all. Then you had your Jay-Z feature. Getting money with Jigga. I'm in Brooklyn. These dudes ain't even been to Brooklyn. I'm in Brooklyn with Jigga. Like, it was so cool. I hated those type of albums. I hated those type of rappers. And what was so horrible about that era was you had to do it. Even if you didn't do it, like if you were hard pressed, like let's say a KP, one of them, you still had maybe like one song that was for the radio. I'll prove it. I'll show you how much of hip hop I am. Sons of Man had a radio cut with ODB on it.
Yeah.
You remember it? I'm a shining star. And they was trying to emulate the sound of the White Clef. In Ghetto Superstar. It was making right off of that. Yeah. That was just the era, bro. Like you had to have something. Because you see, I'm gonna say something now. A lot of people gonna get mad. that era was really hard to get out there. I know people complain now about the computer, but really a lot of these dudes are soft compared to that era. Like that era, bro. That's why it was so much crooked stuff going on behind the scenes. You remember that era, AD. Now, I don't know your age and all that, but you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know you remember that era, bro. You couldn't get out there. You get what I'm saying? You was just going to have music at your house. It was what it was. If you wanted to get on the radio, you wanted to get through them doors, you had to figure something out. So,
yeah, it was through a collab usually.
You get what I'm saying? So once you got through the doors or once you was in demand or whatever, you still had to play the game. It wasn't just like how it is now. You know what I mean? Now you can just drop stuff. It was like, nah, back then, bro, no, you couldn't just drop something. They controlled what got dropped. So you had to play ball at some point, to some degree, I'm saying. You had to have one or two songs or something. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So really Wu-Tang, no, I'm not just saying it because we on KP. Wu-Tang was real big in setting hip-hop artists free. To kind of do what they want. You know what I mean? The way RZA was not letting nobody sign 2 artists to the one label and he was keeping control, and that was all political. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then when he linked up with Pharrell, ODB, he let Baby Come On, Baby Come On, Baby Come On.
What was that on Elektra or Arista?
I couldn't tell you the label.
Yeah. I remember that. They did the whole joint together.
I saw a clip where he was working with Pharrell in the booth, and ODB was like, "What you want me to do?" Like, he needed some direction from Pharrell, and Pharrell was just like, "Just do Baby Come On, Baby Come On." So then ODB did exactly what Pharrell wanted him to do, and it just came out hot.
Yeah,
I gotta pull that clip up.
Look at what label dropped this, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a classic right here.
You talking about that? It's called Igga Please. Oh, okay. Electric. When it's trouble in my camp, a wireless amp, hot as a ramp, stick to who might stand. The what got me down, he's off the lamp. Moses, you don't want to tamp, see all fans. I'm too drunk, true, trying to like move. Coke out in Peru, in here like shampoo.
I like Pharrell's style, man, especially how he goes.
That's hard. See, here's the thing, though. Remember, Pharrell brought back that James Brown, Marvin Gaye, like that. See, he had that classic R&B funk style already with the Robin Thicke tracks and all that. Remember?
Yeah.
So they got sued for that. He emulated Marvin Gaye so good.
Yeah.
So, that's really the soul of Old Dirty Bastard style. If you really think about all that, oh baby, hey, ooh,
yeah,
it's almost like a caricature of the funk disco, blaxploitation era, late 70s. So them together was perfect. And I imagine, I never met Pharrell, but for me, just like from a distance and even being young, growing up, reading all his articles, watching all the documentaries, really studying them, I would imagine that he's the type that likes that type of stuff, like go crazy in the booth and let me chop it up.
Yeah.
Let me chop it up and keep what we keep. And it's gonna be hot. You know what I mean? Like he's not caring. Like, yeah, go crazy, fall off the beat, everything. We're gonna chop this up and use it all.
Yeah, because at that point you're kind of just sampling your own artist.
Yeah. But some people don't understand they artists like that.
Yeah.
To even do that. You feel me? So it's like I never heard no one else do that with him. I heard the difference in that album. Like that was Pharrell hand all over that. You could tell, like, he was really sampling them and chopping them up real good.
Yeah. Because, so much happens in post-production.
Yeah.
That
song, yeah. Big Baby Jesus, I can't wait. I can't wait. Big Baby Jesus, I can't wait. I can't wait. Big Baby Jesus. I remember, I could tell now, like knowing what I know now, I could tell they chopped that up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like he went in there and just spazzed out on the beat. They chopped up and kept it.
I need to wow. You want that same exact or? Nah, I just need you. Like you do what you do. Like sing something. Hold on, Jay. I don't know what the to say. Hey yo.
It's like writer's block.
I'll do it, but I want your touch on it, man.
No, I'm doing that with you. This is the intro.
All right, you want me to say? I don't know what I'm telling you honestly. I don't know. I wanted you to decorate it.
Like, baby, guess who's home? Guess who's home? Guess who's home?
All right, come on.
See, Pharrell knows his stuff.
Guess who's home? Guess who's home? Guess who's home? Guess who's home? Guess who's home?
So that was cool how he was like able to basically that's basically producing right there.
Oh no, for sure.
A little bit of direction, knew exactly what he wanted from him to do.
That's real producing.
Yeah, and
because
it came out
basically Pharrell probably already. But here's the thing about when you're getting produced by somebody who's a fan of you, it's the best thing in the world because they already got songs of you in their head. They've already dreamed of how you would sound like this and that, and they're not gonna feel any way about writing something for you because they're like, you inspired it to me. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah. And ODB is like, look, I could do anything you kind of wanted me to do because there's so many directions he can go. Like when he's freestyling, it's just kind of like, you know, automatic, like him tuned into the universe technically. You know what I mean? But like the pressure of being in the studio, sometimes you can feel like less of that creative freestyle output. So I understand ODB to be like, look, what do you want me to do? I want you to tell me because there's a million directions that I could go. You know what I mean?
I think also this too, though, and I'm gonna be honest. Rest in peace, ODB, but we're just keeping it real, right? I think also this too. ODB is so wild sometimes. I think once he was in there with Pharrell and knew like we finna make these real hits and get this real bag, like, look, I don't want to mess this up.
Yeah.
Control me a little bit. Because here goes a story. And this is some real Black Illuminati right here. Now, I'm Crip Jesus, so I'm from 40 Crip. Now, there's a rapper from 40 Crip named J.O. Felony, but he's super lyrical, just like me.
Oh, I recorded him.
Oh, you know? Okay, so yeah.
Yeah,
you know
in Irvine. My Irvine studio, I recorded
J.O.
J.O.
Felony got a story that, so this is my homie. He got a story that, remember that song? I can give it to you, but what you gonna do with it? I can give it to you, but what you do? With him, Method Man, and DMX?
Yeah.
So originally it was him, Method Man, and ODB. And he said ODB got on there and just said all type of crazy stuff and he wanted 20,000 and all this and that. He said Method Man came to him and said, "No, don't worry, bro. We not, you know what I mean?" Then he got DMX to get on there. And DMX was like the hottest person at the time, but he was new, so he wasn't even tripping like that. They was fellow Def Jam artists. So it all worked out. Mm-hmm.
Nice, yeah. I was
But I say all that to say, he's quite unorthodox. So he might have been like, look, man, for real, these $1 million Pharrell tracks. Tell me what to do, man. I got it.
Yeah, the same guy who brought Priest to me brought J.O. Felony into the studio, and I wasn't familiar with who he was yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew he was a big name. Same thing happened when I met Crooked Eye. Crooked Eye was brought in through my friends Misfit Entertainment from Long Beach.
Yeah.
And they said, yeah, I didn't know who he was yet. He wasn't that big yet. You know what I mean? This was 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
And he and they were like, oh,
I heard of him by then because of Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, that's how I saw him blow up, and on the Wake Up Show. But Crooked Eye came in. I recorded like a mixtape track with him and this guy named J.U. Nice, and he went into the booth, recorded the first layer with one take, and then he did a second layer with 2 takes, and he was done. And they gave him money. I don't know. They didn't tell me how much. That was their business. They gave him money, and then he was out. So he was like in the studio for like 20 minutes. And I was like, yo, that's the most, and this is before I met Priest. I was like, that's the most professional rapper I've ever met, to just come in here, do his thing, get paid, and leave. I was like, who was that? Crooked Eye? I didn't know who he was yet. And then once he blew up, I was like, yo, I recorded that guy. That's crazy.
Wow.
But it's so professional, man. That was the first time I was able to see some real rapper etiquette
Yeah.
because all the rappers I was working with before him were just up and comers and people was trying to rap.
Come in, get high, wasting time, don't even
Exactly.
know they lyrics
I
yet,
went
trying to make it up on this. I hate
I,
it,
I
bro.
went
I
through
hate it.
all that, bro. I went through hours
It's
of
so
it.
bad with me. I end up getting into it with the artists
Mm,
because like when I come, I'm like, I don't got time for none of that, bro. I'm not gonna play with you, bro.
yeah.
Feel me?
I was doing free studio time for artists like that too, because I was still getting my game up as a producer, so I really couldn't charge yet.
Mhm.
And then once I built things up and had a little rhythm going and had a little setup, I'm like, okay, 10 years later, I was like, now I can actually charge dudes for studio time because I already knew the rhythm of it. But
Okay.
that whole time, it's a lot of hours in the studio just messing up, wasted hours, wasted time. Rappers recording stuff they don't even put out. Oh man, there's so many
Exactly.
tracks that were produced that just never went out. And they're not good enough now to refine and throw out. It's just like it was a trash track, but it was an experience. You know what I mean? I went through all
A
those.
lot of people waste their time now. They waste uploading songs and all that on what would obviously be back in the day artist development.
Yeah.
But it's like the best ever. And I'll tell you a secret about me that a lot of people don't know. When my father actually was like an engineer.
Mm.
Like my uncle Johnny did like produce tracks for like Ice-T. My uncle Macadocious was part of Thug Life. So I was around studios and all that when I was a kid. So I
Mm.
actually learned more about the like production and all of that side before I even decided to rap. So I used to like my dad had like a drum machine at the house. I forgot what that thing was called. When that's that small little gray one with the pads, not the MPC before
Oh.
even that. I used to play with it. And when you see I was kind of serious, I used to play with that and I had like a karaoke overdub. I think my grandma got me a keyboard. So when you see how interested I was in like creating.
Uh-oh. Getting a little frozen over there. You're getting choppy. You may have to move your mouse.
Can you still hear me?
There you go. Yeah, there was like
You still hear me?
yeah, you froze for like 5 seconds. Now you're good.
Yeah. No, not SP12. I seen somebody put.
I'm about to buy this small little MPC thing that just connects to the computer with a USB. Just because I miss being able to play drums on the keys. This keyboard is more of a digital piano, so it doesn't have drums. But my other keyboard, what was it? The Korg had drums. But I can either set
Am I
that.
frozen again?
You were frozen again for a second, I think. I thought you were just listening. But no, I think you were frozen.
Okay.
I was gonna set up my other keyboard just for the drums, but that's just a whole extra keyboard. I'm gonna buy this new little digital thing. I'll be able to finally use the pads again.
No, yeah.
That way you can be on the
That's
spot
great.
making
I got
drums.
a friend of mine who's like begging me. He's like, man, we were the Chad Hugo and Pharrell Williams Neptunes. We were the future. So I actually by the time I was like 13, we had amassed about like keyboard, MPC, 4-track recorder. So we had like a little setup. People used to
Yeah.
come to my house, charge them $20 for a song. I had like it was like became like a factory, like assembly line of people coming.
Mm,
And I ended up shutting it down. Because I started charging them more and more and more. It didn't matter. And I
yeah.
ended up shutting it down because it was like spiritually, it was like it just hurt it making so much whack ass music. Like I don't like a lot of these people music, you know what I mean? Everybody comes. So
Yeah.
I started wanting to be like, look, I'm gonna work with you if I want to. I'm not just working with all these people, man.
Yeah. Regardless of the money, because it's messing up with your craft.
Yeah.
You know. I want to be in a studio situation where there's a drum set. Because I like having control of the actual set. Yeah, we can use an MPC, we can use that, but I like the fact that Pharrell was able to have access to a drum kit, and he worked with Justin Timberlake on that one track and just went boom.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, that's exactly what I want. That real authentic drum set sound, and then make hip hop on top of that with a real kit.
Pharrell was a real like scientist with it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed when he was around, and I really hate kind of like the microwave junk food hip hop stuff we got now, where it's just like,
It's fast
hey, you
food.
want to buy 5,000 beats? Yeah, and they all sound the same.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. But that was real big on me putting together this project with the Blue Chain thing. I
Mhm.
was like, no microwave beats, no, we could just figure out how we made that type of beats, or at least not in my opinion, nothing like that. You know what I mean? Everything got to hit sonically.
I like where you're going with that Balenciaga track, cause that's the one track that hit me hard from you.
Man, look, check this out, man. I gotta get the video for AD, man.
That when you played
You
that,
don't owe me nothing, right? But you just spoke so much life into it. What do I need to do to get you on board? What do I need to shoot a video and then you
I mean,
spinning for
I'll
me?
help you promote it and everything. You don't need my mixing and mastering. You already have a whole
No, I'm
team.
saying maybe play it in the club or
I
something.
played in the club, yeah.
All right, yeah. So maybe I could put the video. That's what I need to do. The video, because man, look, man,
I just saw a video immediately.
somebody hit me up.
That's a single right there.
Yeah, shout out to Free Slave Kato. He hit me up and said, "Man, when I get to LA, the first thing we doing is shooting a video.
The video's
for that
important.
Balenciaga."
Yeah.
I said, "That's crazy." You said that's what AD said. I need to be the first thing I do. He
Yeah.
said, "Yeah."
Yeah, because some songs you can see the video right when you hear it. There's a visual aspect that connects with a lot of songs where you're like, oh yeah, I can already see the video. If you can't already see the video, it may not have the potential. You know what I mean? But everyone has these different styles of launching music. I see so many artists just making tracks, and then they launch it out there and they don't go back and even make a video for their best ones. Like there's so much work that needs to be done. You know what I mean? Every song is your baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But some songs deserve a higher hierarchy of promotion with a video, because it's like having a single for an album. You know what I mean?
I'm looking at it like this. Like, I had songs that were like years old that I did a video for later, and people was like, "Oh my god!" And what I realized is, let me stop not tooting my own horn. Maybe I make some good music. Maybe stuff lasts through the years. So I'm going so hard on this project because I want to kind of like pause here and go back after this.
Yeah.
Do a video for everyone I got.
Well,
Freestyles, all that, clips, shorts, all that for all of them.
It don't have to be all of them. You gotta go back and prioritize the bangers. So
yeah, I think some of my most bangers got videos though.
There you go.
You're wrong. There's for sure. Like I got one called The Lakers. That for sure is one of my top bangers that does have a video. 40 Phase is for sure one of my top bangers that have a video. Balenciaga is for sure one of the top. Yeah. So we got some work to do, man. We got some work to do.
People don't know how old your tracks are. Only you do.
Exactly. Yeah. That's like and that's where artists get confused. They think like they famous already.
Yeah. Or they'll make a song 2 years ago and they'll be like, yeah, that's old though. You know what I mean? But you don't realize that's still a good track and it's brand new to anyone who hears it for the first time. You don't gotta tell people how old the track is if it's a banger. You know what I mean? You could resurrect any old track, put a video to it, and now it's like it has, top chart potential. I
actually experienced that. So when I released my EP A Man, right? That was like the first time I ever released anything that was like a project. Before that, I think I had something called Crip just introduced myself with like 2 or 3 songs. I had some songs. But that was my first like project where I like, you know what I mean, set out to get the artwork done, set out to find the producers, make sure it all has a similar sound, you know what I mean, all that, make sure it's sonically the same, paid one engineer, all that. And what I thought was the best wasn't. The way I figured out what the best was not by the numbers, even though that is a good way to gauge it, but it's nothing more hip hop than, going to hip hop itself, you know what I mean? So I was out on the East Coast, and there was this female. She was real hip hop AD. I'm talking about like Chip Tooth. She listened to Mobb Deep. She be freestyling. She'll battle you. You know what I'm saying? So she was listening to it, and I was asking her I was like, man, you listen to the thing I sent you? She was like, yeah. I was like, what's the best song? Sometimes dudes be scared. They want everybody to give them good results, and they act like, I wanted to know the truth so I can know what to do with these songs. So she told me,
critical
My
feedback.
Religion, that's your one. That's your one. I'm like, well, she knew the words to it and all that. So I'm like, okay. So when I came back to LA, like a year later, I finally got a cool size interview where I knew I was gonna get some real attention. And it was like, okay, what video am I gonna drop right now? My religion. You know what I mean? I didn't go off my own understanding. I went, okay, she said, I seen it. I seen the reaction to this. I seen her, then I seen some of the guys in Brooklyn, like, yo, what's this one? Yo, yeah. Ooh. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, okay, that gotta be the one then. Like, that's the one that people.
See, you were smart to get critical feedback because a lot of artists and bands don't know how much potential their track has. So Nirvana put out Smells Like Teen Spirit thinking it was just a regular track. They're like, yeah, we just threw that song out. It wasn't a big deal to us. And that was their biggest song around that time. Was Smells Like Teen Spirit. They're like, we didn't know it was going to blow up like that.
No, you got to let the streets, you know, especially in hip hop. You know what I mean? Like like when you study hip hop, that's kind of what it's all about. You're mixing elements of the streets together. It's like a chemistry, you know what I mean? So you gotta not be scared. You know, kind of like people get so caught up in the digital world now, right? It's like you sit in the room somewhere, you call it cooking up, and you say, they ain't ready. They don't know what's going on. You're not famous, bro. It's not like you're on album 10 and you got this proven formula and they're not ready. No. You're trying to figure it out. You need to be hopping in people's car, not even saying it's you, playing it and seeing reaction. They go, what's this crap? This sucks. Now you know how they really feel.
Yeah.
Like, oh, damn. You tell everybody it's you, put me on, you smiling and bobbing, trying to pump them up. Of course they're going to be like, yeah, that's cool. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's why if they don't have a good hook, I tell them just start the song with the verse. You know what I mean? Then bring in the hook later. Unless it's a really catchy hook, don't start with the hook. Start with the verse. A lot of Wu-Tang songs start with the verse too. Do you see that comment by M. Kush?
Yeah. I'm blued up like Mexicans at a Dodger game. The government gonna hang you on TV like Saddam Hussein. In 9/6, Pac died, and it changed the game. I still can't believe he was fighting over a fucking chain. That's unreleased, actually. That was the one when I had to. That's the one you like. We was arguing. I'm arguing with Coverboy on there.
Oh, okay.
It's like I'm responding. Yeah. See, that's like confirmation. I need to drop that.
Yeah, I know you're writing all of this stuff down on a spreadsheet, right?
What? These songs? With the ones
Yeah,
that people like?
you should have a Google spreadsheet with every single one of your songs and a column next to it, whether it's gonna be a single, if it's gonna have a video, if it's done, if it needs to be remixed, if you're gonna have splits go out for DJs.
Yeah.
Every song goes on a spreadsheet and needs to be organized like that. Do you know what I mean? Because otherwise you're gonna go back and be like, oh,
it's like a split for them to play it. I'm with that.
For DJs, it's like they get an instrumental, and if you want, you can give them the acapellas so they can scratch with it. Some artists don't want to give out acapellas because then they'll get remixed. But if it goes to the right DJ, that's a fine thing, you know.
Yeah, yes, sir.
But there's so many ways to release. I like, I hate to bring up his name, but I like the way Tekashi 6ix9ine launched his music because he made a single and then did a video and made it go viral. Then he made another single, made a video for it, and went viral with it. So he used YouTube and TikTok and all that to launch each single separately, and then eventually those singles went on an album. Which I thought was smart because it's using today's YouTube, because YouTube is the future. I mean, YouTube's always going to be around, man. Like, you make a good video with the song. If he didn't launch videos with his singles, they would not have blown up as much. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. YouTube is how, for sure, I was able to float everything I've been doing. No, YouTube is where it's at right now. YouTube is equivalent to mainstream television right now. It's almost like how you had cable and the 13 channels back in the day. YouTube would be the 13 channels, and everything else would be cable.
But you can go viral faster by having a lit video with the song. Do you know what I mean? That's why I was saying your song Balenciaga. Is it called Balenciaga or Barcelona?
No, it's called Barcelona.
Barcelona. I kept saying the Barcelona song was so fire that you do a video to that has a lot of viral potential.
Yeah.
You know? And then there's companies you can hire to, assist you in, getting your songs out there viral. You got to be careful with a lot of them, but some of them will just get your songs in playlists on Spotify, and other ones will just kind of trying to push your video out there. Because we don't have MTV anymore. That was the route back in the day for a little while before MTV became, the reality TV show channel. But back when they showed Back when they showed music videos, like that was the spot. But now music videos are all on YouTube, and there's people are watching YouTube videos, music videos on YouTube like crazy. Do you know what I mean?
The most hip hop thing to me was the box. It was public. It was broadcasting to everybody, and you could just, call in and request and pay.
Yeah.
Small little fee if you want to see.
Somebody in the chat's asking where do they get the Podcraft shirts. They're right here in YouTube. If you go below the video, you'll see a link to the online store. You can also go in the description, and you'll see a category that says Podcraft merch. That's where you can get the shirts and the hats. All proceeds go to Killah Priest. But yeah, everyone has a different style. I just appreciated Tekashi 6ix9ine. I mean, his people did that, obviously. Whoever his handlers were, I think were smart to do it like a single video and then launch it out and then make it all about that one track. So one hot track at a time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's basically what it is now anyway. Because even if you're just dropping singles, and it's like you got a good collection of them, you're probably gonna have like a best of or our loop of anyway. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. You catch.
I know for me.
Go ahead. I was gonna say you catch their interest with that single. You get all your new people watching, like, oh, I like that one song. I like that one song. Boom. And then once you get enough singles out and they like you, boom, you hit them with the whole album.
Exactly.
If you have enough tracks.
No, that's exactly how you do it. I know, like even me personally, like I actually sacrifice songs to YouTube sometimes, especially if it's one that like I'm not gonna drop for whatever reason, or maybe it's over a beat that's not cleared, or it's someone else's beat or something. I'll use it on YouTube just to get the attention and draw them in for my stuff, for my catalog.
That's smart too.
Yeah,
like a little SoundCloud move. Because back in the day they had mixtapes. Remember the mixtapes? Meek Mill and all that, and Lil Wayne, 50 Cent.
I remember that era. That's early 2000s.
Yeah, you really can't do mixtapes anymore. I mean, I see these people on Venice Beach still passing out CDs, and I'm like, bro, like barely anyone has a CD player anymore. Barely anyone has a laptop with a CD drive in it.
It's crazy you said passing out because I see dudes on Hollywood Boulevard selling them.
That's what I mean. I mean, they're passing them out, but they want $5.
Man, these dudes.
And it's like, what do you do? And it's a blank CD with a scribbling thing of their name. Doesn't have any website. It's just not as much as it used to be.
Listen, man, listen. Let me give you some game about hustling. I get what you're saying, but this is once again, AD, hear me out. That's thinking like a famous person.
Yeah.
If you're a person who, especially like, let's say like our audience right here, let's be realistic, right? So you sit in the house, you make music, you willing to pay to get people to hear it, you know what I mean? All of that. Why not get up off your get up off your butt, go outside with your music in any form. I've been approached in the hood. They hustle so hard in the hood. I got approached by a fine girl one time with booty. Oh, I said, ooh, check her out. I thought she was coming to get my number. She said, it was her man. She said, yeah, we rap and it had a QR code. It wasn't even a CD or nothing.
Okay, there you go.
You give her $1 or $2 and you hit the QR code, you get to hear the song and it goes into your phone.
That's better. That's better than the CD.
Okay, so if I'm willing to do that just because she looked cute, I for sure would have bought a CD. Especially if I got a CD player in my car.
Yeah, but if it was just some dude pushing it by himself and it's a CD, like I bought like 4 CDs because I was just trying to get from one spot to the other at Venice. I was being nice. I still haven't heard those CDs. I still haven't listened to them.
So my point exactly, they sell. So all I'm saying is you ain't heard them, but there's people from other countries. I'm not saying that this is the answer. I'm saying this. This has less to do with getting discovered or being famous and more to do with stop crying about the system and use the system as an artist. Even if no one listens to that CD, you got up off your butt and used your music as a medium and a means to your ends, as opposed to just saying, I get tired. AD, I know, because you behind the scenes. I know you see a lot of artists now, they cry and whine. They're so entitled because of this digital world. It's like, bro, you don't go outside. There's a bunch of internet rappers. It's like, you don't do shows. You don't go.
They got to do shows. Shows will be where it's at.
Yeah, you don't go to events. You don't meet with other people and talk. You don't just rap for fun. You don't. I hate this now. It got this bad. Now people got social media and don't even rap on their social media. They be like, I'm a rap. I'm about to drop it. I'm like, why you ain't freestyling on social media? Why you ain't rapping up there and putting clips up and all that?
Yeah,
So it's
clips. Clips are where it's at
something,
too. Yeah.
Right? Something. So
There was a dude passing out thumb drives for a while, but people are afraid of thumb drives now because of hackers.
But to me, the selling CD thing is more like, you know what the Nation of Islam is, right?
Okay.
You notice how they've kept the tradition of making them dudes sell the newspapers? Hardly anybody reads newspapers anymore. It's not the point. It's the point of having to be dressed every day, be on time every day, not to a building where it's a bunch of people you're trying to fit in. You could be the bad guy. I don't want to be here. No, this is a job where you got to show up for yourself. If you don't go to that block, you just don't go. You're going to look stupid to everybody. You got to be responsible, take accountability. You got to know how to speak to people and how to approach them. 80% of your sales are going to have more to do with you selling yourself than somebody really actually wanting that newspaper.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I'm saying? So this is a teaching people who whine and entitled too much how to really be in the business, in my opinion. Selling CDs to me is a big stepping stone for artists to really understand the art of trading sound for currency.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? Because even with shows, you see this a lot in LA. Pay to do a show. It's the biggest hustle because they know you probably scared to really have to try to attract the audience. So just give us the money. Right? But if you really got to put forth the effort to create a sound that attracts people to want to be amongst you or spend money and give currency up to experience you, now it's too much pressure. Now it's whine and say, how you being shadow banned and do some shadow ban. Like nobody's heard of you. Why would they shadow ban you? They don't even know you exist. Like
I see it more as like people should get their YouTube channel up and running. And then if you want to do any like outside marketing, if you could set up a booth or carry around a tablet with your video playing, and they say, "Oh, you got a video? Like, oh, you look like a legit artist," and then boom, you give them a business card that shows a link to your Instagram or like the QR code that you were talking about was good. And
you gotta have YouTube. YouTube is a staple right now. You can't not have YouTube because I look at it like this: even if you don't have a major catalog of music, you can have your YouTube showing your behind the scenes of going to the studio.
Oh yeah,
when I
plenty
started
of
my
content.
YouTube, it showed me in the studio. It was Crip Jesus, so I was in the streets. So it showed me, in the hood with jewelry, with different women.
You got a lot. I seen you did a lot of interviews too. That's pretty smart.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was like I showed you my life. That's what you got to do.
That's that now Sagittarius energy.
More into the music and being consistent with that.
Yeah. No, I see you rocking that Sagittarius energy, man. Y'all Sages are some entrepreneurs out there.
Yeah.
Y'all do everything at once. Clothing line, interviews, T-shirts. You know what I mean? I see that Sag energy. Y'all.
You know what's crazy about that? I appreciate that, but a lot of that, like to be honest with you, just taking my guard down, being vulnerable, right? Doing all that time in prison and getting out, I was scared to go that hard. Like I was really trying to like look for guidance a lot. And what happened was my personality and my brand and what I stand for being so different, it was kind of like no one really knew what to do with me. So it was like, what clothing line was Crip Jesus? Like, like, what, you know what I mean?
It's gonna be some blue shirts.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, well, so I came with the Black Illuminati, like, that's not what I'm most about. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? What is the sound? You see the earlier music is kind of like more mainstream as you figure out, which all artists kind of do. But then it's like, I really feel like this podcast had a big influence on me. You can see where I was going when I made like Revelations and all that, when Crumb brought me over here. So this kind of brought me home as far as putting it together sonically. Okay, you had the lyrics, you had the information, you had the personality, you had the background, but not so much boom bap like the same old thing again. Put your flavor on it.
Yeah,
this is your audience, this is your lane, this is your demographic, as they would say, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so
that's the cool thing. But see, people who will put through the song promotions, they might have a whole bunch of songs in their catalog that are for different audiences, club bangers, stuff. But the part of their catalog that is more lyrical and maybe a little bit more conscious is probably the part that they can put for song promotions, because they know that the Killah Priest audience is going to be a little bit more mentally advanced, a little bit more Wu-Tang based, more lyrical, more conscious, more of that type of audience. You know what I mean? Because then they know that they're more likely to get more followers, more viewers, and gather that audience. You know what I mean? You gotta be aware of the audience, just like a DJ would.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, what do you think? Because now we know the importance of YouTube. We know how creating clips onto Instagram. What do you think? I've been hesitant about TikTok. What do you think about TikTok? Is that something that you want to like push your clips into? Is it going to be probably bought out? Is it going to be banned in the United States? Because people talk about going viral on TikTok fast. You know what I mean? I don't want to do it because it's so many little reasons. I don't want to go to the TikTok route, but we're getting towards this part where it's like, the kids are on it. There's a huge audience on it. You can go viral faster on it. The Chinese are gonna have more access to your stuff, quote unquote. But is that even a big deal? Like, who cares?
Well,
What do you
money is called currency for a reason. So what you have to realize is, with all respect, what you're talking about now is emotion. It's how you feel. It has nothing to do with currency. We all know that there's a lot of currency going there. Now, we're not just talking about money. We're talking about it's a lot of currency going there. That's why it's so much money given out from them to people, because they're like, we got so much cracking here. We're making all type of dollars. We got so much going on. We're turning down advertisers. You know what I'm saying? We're turning down people offering this money. We're charging people just to go viral. They're paying. So I'm gonna tell you something. I make money off TikTok right now, and I don't even know how.
What? So you're on TikTok?
No.
You're not on TikTok, but you're making money off TikTok.
That's how much currency is there. And I'm on TikTok now because of that. I just started the other day.
Okay.
So look, I had a TikTok about a year ago, however long ago that was when they did the ban. I had it before that. I set it up. I was just like you. I was hesitant. I didn't care about it. But remember, I was doing the books real intense then. I wasn't really on the music. So people were telling me, bro, you're crazy. How are you an author and you an independent author, not even on Amazon, and you're not on TikTok? That's where all the book money's at. I sell my book on. Everybody tell me, get on there. That's where I sell my book. That's where I sell my book. So I finally got on there. I didn't make much book sales. It's hard to really gauge it because people may see me there and go to the website or go to the YouTube after and then decide. So I didn't see too much direct currency. But however, it was a lot of like group chat rooms and argument. It was a lot of currency in that sense, like a lot of getting your name out there, a lot of attention, a lot of people popping. And what I realized was it has so much frequency and currency going there, just being on there. I don't know if it's because I showed my presence there then, or if it's because of my music, because I do have certain songs like my song "Walking on Water," drip drip everywhere. I'm walking on water. That was popping in LA for a minute. So it may have been somebody Crip walking or dancing. On TikTok, you know what I'm saying? So
you
have those type of songs.
You get you get playback royalties from that then?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In TikTok, there's people like using my song for different things, and maybe when I show my presence there, that's what I'm saying. Get on there. It doesn't even matter if you kind of just got a presence there, just a profile. Like when I showed my presence there and got a couple of them group chats or whatever, maybe some people said check them out. Oh, I like that one, and put it on their little story timeline or whatever. But
yeah,
I get money from TikTok. When I go into my DistroKid excruciating details list, TikTok is on there.
It just seems like it's inevitable. There might be no escaping it. The same way with Instagram.
If I get money on TikTok, I know Killah Priest got some money.
on some playbacks, yeah. But like, we're not actively pushing content there officially. There's unofficial content being, there's clips of the podcast going on TikTok.
That's what I'm saying. So all setting yourself up there would be is just funneling the frequency to yourself. It's already there anyway because it's so big.
It's necessary.
It is. Yes, because it's one of the staples at this point.
Yeah, because it seems like
less to do with the look and how it is, and more to do with the money.
There's money on the table there.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
It seems inevitable, no matter what our opinions are about China's involvement and all that. It's inevitable as an artist to.
I can even go this far with you. Even if y'all just kept it simple and just posted like a picture of him with a song in the background, because he got such an extensive catalog, just one song every day.
Yeah. Oh, we got stuff we could upload now.
Yeah, I'm saying exactly like that. That would have the consciousness of the people on TikTok because they share it and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So one person hearing one of these super deep Killah Priest, the Nag Hammadi God body, practice motionless karate. They repost that. 1,000 people hear it. Check, check in the morning, check in the afternoon, check in the evening, check. Yeah,
Now,
he has those type of lines. He would shine on TikTok.
is there like a limit for the videos? Like 1 minute? Are they 2-minute videos, or is it no limit?
So it favors 1 minute, but you can't go over that.
I see.
Mhm.
Are
You
there
can't go over
people? Are there artists uploading entire music videos on TikTok?
I don't know. I gotta study that.
Okay.
I like I told you, I entered more on the conscious community lane,
Yeah.
so I haven't really even looked at like I've seen artists, but it's so much content there. I haven't really sat down and studied the format that the artists use. But hold on, while we're on the line though, let me look at. So I would imagine somebody like, let's say, not so much competition, but demographic.
Yeah, demographic.
So I would say a similar demographic in TikTok would be what let's go to somebody else in the Headless Horseman. Let's see if Cannabis got one.
Reborn the Rebizzle says he put the Killah Priest Podcraft song promotions on there all the time. And Reborn, how many views did you get?
Now look, I'm gonna put users. Let's see if Cannabis got a thing. Can I buzz? Can I buzz? Can I buzz verified? Can Rip the Jacker? Is this him? Following 0. This look like him. I think it's the real one. Yeah, I think it's the real Cannabis. So yeah, look. He didn't even gotta be all that big. He's still working his way to 1,000. But you could tell by uniformity. Yeah.
He has an official page there.
Yeah. So, but you see how uniform it is?
Okay, so it's
That's what
just
I'm suggesting. You just keep it baked because look, they probably don't have the time to even dedicate 30 minutes to an hour of creating. You get what I'm saying? So it's like.
so those are songs with just a picture text on it.
Where's Bond?
So when you click on one of those, it's just playing the song with that in the background.
We good? A couple seconds ain't gonna hurt.
Yeah,
Let me
just
show you. All right.
click on one. Or you can even hit pause. So is it showing a video? It's just showing a picture.
It's a picture. Some got a video, some got a picture.
Oh, okay. And those are like one.
But look, the cover is exactly the same on all of them.
Oh, I
You don't know
see.
if you'll get as far as video or picture, but even the picture
Okay.
has a little bit of animation. Like it may be like a little with the picture there.
Gotcha.
You know what I
So
mean?
the thumbnails are uniform.
Like a cap cut type of joint. But yeah, the thumbnails are completely uniform. It's got like the
And they're getting lots of views.
Cannabis live at Video Culture 1998. Cannabis live at House of Blues 1998. Cannabis Cannabis Indigo Breeze 2019. Cannabis Almighty Piper. You know what I mean?
And those are all around 1 minute long
Where's Bond? Yeah.
clips.
It's
So they're like
it's
YouTube. They're like YouTube shorts.
Yeah, and this is the way to keep the money siphoning. But here's what I just realized as you were talking. Y'all got so much content. This would be endless with y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all got different guests.
Well, it would be a Killah Priest TikTok, and then there'd be a Podcraft TikTok. We'd have to make two
For
different.
sure. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to blend them.
Y'all heavy like that. Yeah. For sure.
Okay, I just want to get your input on that, and I want to get the chat room's take on that. There's some mixed opinions on TikTok, on the audience. But see, a lot of us are older that are on, watching this show right now, or in the chat room is a little bit older too. So we're all a little bit sketchy towards this TikTok stuff because we've seen how it's been like, a lot of junk out there. You know what I mean? It's the mainstream, so we've always been, hesitant towards the lame mainstream. But then again, for artists,
keep it uniform.
yeah,
You know what I mean, just put real generic, basic thing. Big KP big enough to do that. The podcast has a big enough catalog and volume of stuff to do that. You don't got to necessarily put the deep stuff in the.
yeah. It's one thing to be a creator on TikTok, another thing to be a consumer on TikTok. Cause like I ain't trying to be on TikTok like looking at stuff. I don't want to consume it.
Exactly.
I just want to use it as a tool to output. And then that's it. I have to barely do that with Instagram because Instagram will pull you in. It knows what you like. You know what I'm saying? It's like, ooh, here's a little Jenna Ortega. I'm like, ooh. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, I'm all over this Jenna Ortega. I'm like, damn it. I've been spending a whole half hour. Like, it'll pull you in. So it's like Instagram, you gotta be like,
time, yeah.
gotta be like, okay, I'm gonna look down at 3 things and stop. You know.
Yeah. Instagram will get you for sure.
Especially with all these girls that I work with, you know what I mean? Like, we'll follow each other on Instagram, but then I gotta mute their posts because I don't want to be distracted. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I got your Instagram, you hot as hell, cool, let's keep in touch, but I'm gonna mute your stories. I ain't trying to look at your stories, you know what I mean?
You're doing too much.
Yeah, they be doing selfies and then showing their sushi. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't trying to see all that, you know, but like, it's just the subconscious mind will kind of be like, what's this? Oh, what's that? Like, oh, is that a bikini? You know what I mean? It's like, man, you gotta control ourselves. So that's why, like, thank goodness for the mute button, because you can mute stories, you can mute posts, and I've muted a few girls, and they'd be at work and be like, how come you didn't like my photo shoot? I'm like, photo shoot? I didn't see it. She's like, yeah, I posted on Instagram, you didn't like it. I'm like, how do you know I didn't like it? Like, what? Who cares? Like, are you? She's going through her likes to see if I liked it. I'm like, yo, like, she doesn't know she's muted. I got her post muted. I don't want to see it because I got things to do. You know what I mean? Because then it's like,
bro. But that's the weirdest thing, because I know people whose stuff I don't see even when I don't mute it. It's just the algorithm ain't showing it to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see all 2,000 people every day. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, that's just crazy, bro. Like, that shows you how cyborg the world is becoming, though.
Yeah.
Like, people are really like half their machine and half their, I can't even say half their human life. Like, what is their human life? Like, some people's life is cyborg already. Like,
yeah,
it's just a machine.
You know, some of the females, they live for that attention. You know what I mean? They be on there for them likes. It's like
for their whole world.
For their whole world.
Who don't get along with who, what everybody's saying. Like, that's not what everybody's saying. You don't even know everybody. You only know who you're following and who follows you. You know what everybody's saying. Everybody's saying it. I'm like, they did a number.
Everybody, as in 4 people. Yeah.
No, literally, because I've literally seen people scroll through Instagram and see 1 or 2 people post something and be like, wow, everybody's saying this.
Yeah.
Like, huh?
Just generalizing.
What they said about what you like? Who's they?
Everybody, all 3 of y'all. It's a crazy world.
We only let 3 people post it. That's everybody for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to think about all of this as a artist, as a regular consuming human being, and then as a record label, because nowadays artists can be their own record label.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like wearing several hats. You know, sometimes you gotta, like, even though if you don't like TikTok as a human, you may have to like TikTok as a record label, which is a whole separate entity, and do what you have to do. So I think there's people also you can hire to handle your TikTok. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what we're going to get, because the way Priest and I are both busy, we're at the point now where we have to hire people. Small,
I would agree with that.
Assistants, and helping us do that.
Me a clipper.
Oh, you know about Opus Clip?
I got too much content, and it's like, look, I could do it. I'm not gonna act like I got I got stuff going on, but I got enough time to clip. It ain't nothing but about an hour or 2 out your day. It's mentally exhausting to me. I've been clipping stuff since I came home.
We're using Opus Clip. You know about Opus Clip?
Oh, put me up on that.
I'll send that to you, but it'll automatically clip it for you, and put all the shorts you see us uploading. Have you seen our shorts? Like,
I've seen it for sure.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it's public stuff. It's all public stuff, so it's not even like some secret anything. But yeah, that's the best way to do it. That'll save you some time. But yeah, it is all about clips.
I need that for sure, because I got it on even StreamYard, but I don't like the way the StreamYard clips. I know what you mean, with the writing on there and all that.
Yeah.
But I still might hire a clipper. There's something about the human being, in tune with the audience and all that. Like, especially if it's a clipper who watches me.
Yeah.
Who's like already buying stuff and already a fan. That's like the best. Like the artist I have doing all the Blue Tank stuff.
Yeah.
He's somebody who, for one, he has the same background as me. He's from a different state, but he's a Crip as well. He's also, Islamic, into the science. He loves Wu-Tang, all of that. You got what I'm saying? So
yeah.
He wanted to draw it. Oh, let me keep, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's the one behind like stuff like this. You feel me? He created that,
That's cool.
You feel me?
You got the font right.
That's the power of like people working together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, especially for the graphic design,
that ninja one. Let me show you.
it's all about building that team. You know what I mean? Yo, that's cool.
Feel me?
That's cool, man.
So
Yeah,
even this he made, like he's the artist. Like I don't let nobody else do the art. It's his. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that makes it easier for me too, money wise, because working it like that, you know, he gets equity, and he gonna really eat. We gonna, you know, everybody gets to. You know, you hate to give somebody some little chump change because they trying to help you out. They do it for free to help you out, and they don't get nothing. I don't like that. I don't like that.
No, because there's a lot of stuff we can do ourselves nowadays. You know, with technology, you can do your own graphics. You can do your album, but it's a lot easier to hire someone and do a better job than you have to do it yourself. You're trying to use AI for your album covers and stuff like that. It may not look right, you know. But you hire a graphic artist, you get a lot of things done faster. Building a team. Every artist should be their own record label in some way, so to speak, to where you're hiring help to get some things done. But yeah, I'm looking to hire someone to handle the TikTok. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's going to be a posting situation. You know, I have to do more research.
No, for sure.
Okay, so that's cool. We're going to be doing the song promotion segment here pretty soon. Are there any other topics you want to go into or announcements?
Man, listen, man. There's only one topic on my mind.
What's that?
Like I said before, and I'll say it again when I came up there. I'm not, because people like to make fun of that, and I'm very adamant about that. You can imagine, AD, you part of this hip hop community too, so you know how much flack or joke, or even people that may take me seriously and kind of overlook because the whole Crip aspect, you know what I mean? So with the blue tang, I know the first thing a person gonna think is like, you know what I mean? But it's like, no, this has to do with my entire journey, whether it be from the blue rag to the blue light. When I found out my grandfather was a third degree Mason, when I got deeper into the sciences that Killah Priest had me on, find out about the blue gods, avatars, blue Hindus, the Naga tribe. You know what I'm saying? When I found out about the Hinduism in the rag, the same blue rag I had in the advertisement I got with Killah Priest sitting there as Lord Messiah. Like, to me, the sky and the water, it has such a higher symbolism. Even how we talking about color earlier. What color is black when it finally illuminates? Blue. They say blue, black. That blue ain't nothing but the first illumination of black. That's not even really a color. That's why you can only get blue. For years, they didn't even have blue. You aware of that? Like, for thousands of years, they couldn't even produce blue as like a color for clothes and things like that. It was called lapis lazuli. Lapis azuli. When that's the stone that the Egyptians created and mass produced for the world to have.
Yeah, azul is blue.
Azul. Lapis azuli, yeah. Indigo was the first version of it, though. Black illuminated. The Naga tribe. When Asia and Africa was still one. See, this goes way back. This ain't got nothing to do with gangbanging, but it has everything to do with, even in Fourth Chamber, when Killah Priest said, throw up signs like a Crip. Like, to me, all of that, I think about all of that every day. So right now, once, this was been on my mind every day, like I said, 7-Eleven has significance, not only in shooting dice or Indians having stores on the corner. 7-Eleven is not chosen as the numbers of luck for no reason. I would even go as far as to say, when they say the Moors took over Europe in 7-Eleven, that may not even been the actual year. I think it's a symbol.
Yeah.
The Moors took over Europe in 7-Eleven. That represented Islam dominating the European 7-Eleven.
Interesting
they flipped that. Oh, my bad. What'd you say?
I'm just saying it's interesting how that became a convenience store.
They flipped that here in America in 2001. 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
They call it 9/11 to throw you off. But what date is 9/11, AD?
9/11 is the Egyptian New Year.
No, man, you extra smart. But I'm saying, English, if you actually say it, though, I'm saying
it's an emergency.
No, of course, too smart. I'm saying if you, what month is that? I'm saying if you
it's September 11th.
Septi, and
7, yeah.
They had the counter off wrong, and me and you know the year really starts on the 3rd month in March, so it is the 7th month. So it is
Ooh.
7-Eleven. So September
Yeah.
11th is 7-Eleven. So when I
Wow.
put 7-Eleven on here, I'm gonna drop on July 11th, but it's gonna drop again on September 11th. That's the big secret. It's gonna be double sided. It's gonna be, you know what I mean? Yeah, A side, B side type of, yeah, both hands. You know what I mean? But but yeah,
Wow.
so 7-Eleven represents to me July 11th as well as September 11th in the
Okay.
science of it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it gets deep like that. So to me, Killah Priest being the author, the creator, the voice behind basic instructions before leaving Earth. That was a big that was a big saying. You have certain sayings that broke through on the West Coast. On the West Coast, it was different, bro. You from out here, like it wasn't so accepted like that, the whole Wu-Tang and all that. More on the underground hip hop vibe. But as far as like the hoods and the gangs, it used to be like Nas. In my hood, they ain't listen to Nas, but they listen to that Ether. They listen to that Stillmatic. That was the one that broke through. Everything else, hit or miss with the homies, right? Cream, breakthrough. Everything else with Wu-Tang, hit or miss with the homies. Bible, breakthrough. Not so much a radio hit, but you'd be surprised. Like a lot of the homies, oh yeah, basic instructions before leaving. They might even hit you with it and think you don't know. Like, you know what Bible really means? Basic instructions before leaving. Like, oh, he's smart. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of homies that broke through on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Going back to what I said earlier, as far as the different chambers to be the priests. Now you got the Crip Jesus. Like it just makes sense. You know what I mean? So I see all the symbology and all of that is one thing. So that's what really been on my mind. And I for sure sent in a little, presentation or something. You just let the world know that that's what we on, man. And I really thank y'all for helping push me to that now. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
really want to make everybody proud with this one.
Hey, we can thank Priest for getting all of this started. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy to be involved as an engineer and
Yeah.
assisting as the man behind the curtain. I be in front of the curtain sometimes too.
For
But
sure.
just happy to be here, man. It's cool. And what's great is also seeing this community growing. You know what I mean? Because we got these people in the chat room that watch every single show. Like we see.
But then also I feel like, Priest, it's all love with him. He open arms, open book. So it's a lot of people, he put his stamp on. And, with me being kind of like out, Priest ain't really, it's like Crip, like what so it's like I feel like it's a lot to prove, you know what I mean? Because it's like with Killah Priest, you usually got a kind of like a sound or a look you expect, and I don't fit that mold, I feel like. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, kind of you're rocking the West Coast. You're kind of representing a good
Yeah.
like especially this area, because you're down the street.
Come on.
You know what I mean? So like you're definitely a good, I would say, representative of the area.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? And it's like even though Priest is from the East Coast and now he's out in LA, like he's still like creating new fans. People are hearing him for the first time that aren't even hip hop fans and becoming hip hop fans.
But see, it's like this is the problem too with when you do the region thing with the music.
Mm.
It's like East Coast is so many different people and sounds. It's like at the end of the day, now that I get to know Priest, it makes sense to me. He's from Brooklyn.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And that's where I be at when I'm in New York. That's where it feels more like LA. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's not as tight. It's not as tight knit as the rest of the boroughs. No, it's a little more open and wide. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just to be real with you, everybody may not know this. They got a lot of Crips in Brooklyn. A lot. You know what I mean? So I would
Yeah.
imagine that's why on Fourth Chamber he said that. Why was this New York Wu-Tang rapper even mentioning throwing up signs like a Crip? I don't think it was necessarily at that time. I thought maybe he saw it on TV. Now I think he
Mm.
might have saw it in Brooklyn because they've been having rips out there, just like Biggie. That's why he was tapped in with the South Side Comptons. My
Yeah.
first student I taught in California prison, King 7 Allah, he got Tupac Killer tattooed on his fingers. He was part of that whole little, you know what I'm saying? And as far as his homies, his crime is named Lil Biggie Tupac Killer. Like it's real history in my circle, in my culture. So we got real ties to Brooklyn in my tree in the 5% Nation. Besides him, we got ties through shout out Black Knowledge from the nation. That's one of our elders and enlighteners. So he got ties to him on the gang LA part. And then later on, as we joined the nation and we got ties to him on the Brooklyn God Body 5% end. And then Killah Priest, he from Brooklyn. That's Medina. Medina is one of the strongest areas for the 5%. People think Harlem because that's the Mecca, but if you know New York, Harlem is just the top of Manhattan.
Mm.
Harlem ain't his own borough. And Harlem, just to be honest, no disrespect to Harlem, I love y'all, but Harlem ain't even all of Harlem. You got Spanish Harlem. You feel what I'm saying? So the brothers ain't even got all of Harlem. Harlem is a section of Manhattan. Brooklyn is, man, the brothers got damn near all of Brooklyn. Medina ain't playing. And Medina is hard to paint. That's why they got that reputation they got. That's why Jay-Z made through the game so long without a scratch on him and none of that. Because the goons he had with him. Brooklyn got the Goonies on. You know, Brooklyn is like, I would imagine for LA, like, I don't know. Because I can't say Watts, because I always say Bronx is the Watts.
Yeah.
Watts is Bronx.
Hmm.
Boogie
Yeah,
down.
I gotta visit New York one day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'll love it. You'll love it, man. All that hogwash they talk about Puerto Ricans and help start hip-hop, you'll never think that once you go to New York. You'll be like, get out of here.
Hmm.
I'm standing right here with the dude who created this and that. You're there with the people.
Interesting.
But I'm going to keep it real, though. I was blessed being Crip Jesus.
Yeah.
Because I had so many homies in New Jersey. So I didn't have to stay in New York all the time. Because I was out there for a while, but I actually lived in the East Coast for a second. So I didn't have to stay in New York all the time. I was out there. I got to enjoy it and bounce. Because New York, it's a pain in the butt with all the tolls, all the traffic, all the noise. There's no alleys, it's very congested, all of that. So I needed Jersey to kind of break up my time. But New York is fast and it's fun and it's lit, man.
I gotta check it out. I like that it's fast paced.
Real fast.
Because I feel kind of fast paced out here with all that I'm doing, just to keep up. And some people are like, "Man, you hyper. You don't really calm down." I'm like, I can't calm down. I got swimming pools. I never been in my swimming pools. I've been here 7 years. I never been in my swimming because I feel like I'm wasting time. I can't sit around. I have to keep moving and keep doing something that's productive in some way. Just because then I just start freaking out.
No, I feel you.
Do you know what I'm saying? That was even especially when I was smoking weed.
Yeah.
But that's sativa. You know what I'm saying? Man.
No, for sure. It was hard for me to get over that, like being in prison and being like incarcerated so long. When I first got out, I was like overly that. Like as soon as I got my car, I literally drove through the country. Like like what? I'm like, yeah, I've been here, I've been there, 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 I've been there. It's like if they're getting with the gods, that's how they like to move. They like to be all everywhere. So
yeah, you a traveler, huh?
Yeah, that was the perfect group of people to get with. I wasn't, I've been in LA all my life. I've been incarcerated, at a young age. So it was just meant to be. Like when they put me with, shout out to the guy Allah Dominant, when they put me with him, he a traveler from LA. So once he bit me with the bug, I was gone. You know what I mean? From him, I went on, whoever I got to meet, whatever females I tapped in with, whoever I cracked on the internet with the Crip G's, I pulled up, it was on. So I was in New York with California plates. Let me tell you something, that got me a lot of bootay.
Oh yeah, the California plates.
What?
Yeah.
I'm Crip Jesus. The first question they always say is, "They really call you that?" That in LA, like they're like, "There's California plates." Oh yeah, because I wasn't only just in New York. You got the 5 boroughs, but I told you I was out there for a minute, so I wasn't just a visitor. So after a while, you start being in Poughkeepsie, Troy, Albany. I was all around New York. I've been to Buffalo. Oh yeah. So I spent time out there. As I told you, I was going back and forth to New Jersey, all that. Yeah, but upstate, up top, yeah, it's a whole different vibe.
Yeah, y'all Sagittarius is like the travel.
Yeah, man, it's the best because you realize when you're traveling that you really spend a lot of time stressing over nothing, things that don't even matter outside where you're from.
Yeah.
Even the people, like you go to places you don't even want to talk to nobody. You like, oh, I was so worried about you.
Yeah, and the girls' mentalities are definitely different outside of California.
Yeah, and they love you being from California. Your stories are like golden to them.
They're like nicer and more cheerful and happy and wild. Yeah. I could tell what girls are not from California that come to the club because they're all just a little bit more like easygoing, happy, chill, smiling. I'm like, you're not from around here, huh? It's like, nah, I'm from Minnesota. I'm like, yeah, I could tell you're not from California. There's just nothing against the California girls, but it's just you could tell there's a different vibe.
I got something against them. I had to go all the way to New York. I had to go
Damn.
all the way to New York to find out who I really was.
Yeah.
Okay. When I was in LA, you know, they kind of give you your props or whatever, but everybody here in competition. Even in New York, fast-paced 5 boroughs is kind of like that. It was Albany, New York. When I went up in there, and I was with the homies, and I had on the mink, and man, they was on me. They was like, "Oh wow!" I just felt so much like a boss. I actually left with one. Not tricking, not saying I'm gonna pay you for the night. No, I left like the DJ or something. Like I walked up out of there with a choice. Like, yeah, I want this one. Like it was really lit, and I really seen when you step outside those fast-paced, competitive cities, and everybody trying to fit in and shine for each other, and just go where it's cool. Man, you're like a superhero in some of these cities, bro.
Yeah. You stand out as
Some of these
unique.
places, you're a superhero just because you're different. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Just because you know how to dress different and talk different, and you got different stories, and you got a whole different swag about yourself.
See, I mean that makes sense. Like it's going both ways to where like you go to New York or something or some someplace outside of California and people notice the California in you. People
Mhm.
can see that
Mhm.
there's something that you're not from around there. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like you go to Florida, you're not from around here, are you? Like there's something different about you. Yeah, I'm from California. Oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. 'Cause you got, they can just tell. So that's
Right.
interesting how we can tell that they're not from around here and they can tell that we're not from around there.
Come on. You
Interesting.
feel me?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, right? Another thing is when you in these other places, right? There's a fear in all the women because they know they really don't know you. You could be leaving at any moment or anything. So they're on their best behavior if they like you. They're on their best behavior. Let me tell you this, man.
Scarcity. We're only around for a
I didn't
limited
just leave
time.
with her. I
Yeah.
didn't just get myself up. I ain't just no freak. No, I moved in. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. And she lived out in the hills somewhere. I came up. I said, well, she didn't even live in Albany. I was like, but guess what happened? Guess how I cracked her though? It wasn't just about, oh, I was so swagged up, she left with me. She got fired because we were that lit. We had her in there claiming the hood with the hat on. Ooh, they're going crazy. She wasn't even making no money no more. They came and said, man, you're out of here. They fired her. She was crying. What I'm gonna do? I said, we got you over trip. Left, and next thing you know, I was living there. Man, she was fine too, man. Oh man. And you know what was crazy? She was half Haitian and half white. And her white side lived in a trailer park. And that was the first time I ever experienced that. Like I
Wow.
had to drive to meet her mom and all of that. I think I gave her mom a ride or something. Went to the trailer park, and I was like, "Wow, so this is like the white hood gangster." Like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, yeah, you know what I mean? He had like a brother, and like, her brother had a white daddy, so he was like full white. So he was like an Eminem or something. Like, this is my black sister. This is her black gangster boyfriend.
Yeah. There's something
It was
about
crazy,
the
man.
out of towners, man, and
Yeah, out
you
of
know,
town is fun.
I went to it was kind of like a musicians camp. It was the Berkeley School of Music summer camp. I went for like 5 years in a row. It's a 1 week event, but in this event, like people from all over the world are there.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Or not from the world, from the United States. So,
Yeah.
so people from Chicago and like Minnesota and like Massachusetts and all over. They came to this camp because they're trying to get a scholarship to go to the Berkeley School of Music in Boston. You know what I mean? But what was interesting was that because there's so many different types of people, everybody that was there was good at their music. Good trumpet players,
exactly.
good
It's
drummers,
the best of each group.
best of the best. But at night, we had these things called jam sessions, and it was almost like a hippie kind of thing because people were just jamming and rocking. And with the females, man, there's just a lot of hooking up going on. And I was like, yo, I think because they all knew it, there was only a 1 week. Everyone was from out of town, so everybody was unique to each other. But people were linking up, and that's why I kept going back because I would meet a different girl there, and it was just a lot easier because it was a 1 week event, and like you'd meet someone from like Salt Lake City, you know what I'm saying? And they're just way more open and way more down and like more into the moment. It's strange when you have a whole group of people from all over the U.S. coming together, and you make friends with people immediately. You know what I mean? And you see them the next day, and it's like you've known each other for
It's
a
me
month.
too, being a music lover. Because as much as I love women, if I met a girl and I have experiences, and she looks so good to me, and she's got all the bars and the swag, I'm like, oh, I want to marry this person. She's perfect. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm enthralled now. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, I could see our kids and stuff. Like, it's different.
Now, imagine going to an event, where you're staying the night, and
Yeah.
every girl there is a musician. She's a singer. She's she plays like the saxophone. You know what I mean? Like they're all female like musicians. There's that connection there.
You're just
It's
like-
great.
You're like a buffet.
It's great, man. It's amazing. Like that summer program is still going on to this day. But yeah, if I was younger, I'm too old to go now. But if I was younger, I would try to get into that for sure again because that was awesome. But that was their scholarship program, and I qualified to get a scholarship to go there. But I don't want to go to Boston. You know what I mean? It's cold. I know it's a great school. I know it's an amazing. It's like Juilliard.
It's cold. You gotta do what you gotta do, AD.
Yeah, I know it's like an amazing school, and they're really known for jazz. It's like Juilliard. You know what I mean? It's a really fancy school, Berkeley and Boston. But I just went to their summer program because I knew how fun it was. I met the son of Sinbad. No, Sinbad's goddaughter was there. And then Carlos Santana's son was there also.
Mm-hmm.
And then all these cats playing guitar, man. It was just really good experience because everybody was either as good as me or better.
Yeah. Okay.
So I would learn off these other musicians that were better than me and just become better at everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I know. What's his name? M. Kush is like 80 reminiscing. Yeah. We still got. I wish they still had those kinds of like camps. Like
Oh, you talk about the music camp?
music camps. They got to do that again. Like in some
Man.
other. I'll have to look into it. Just where all
Yeah,
musicians
they-
get in.
That's like a lost thing now. Like it's all about keeping everybody cooped up in the house and being part of the matrix now. It's like real weird.
Solar Fact says Boston is rugged as hell though, divided like a MFer. Interesting.
I mean,
We spoiled out here in California.
it depends on like who you're dealing with. You know what I mean? Like, because everybody's opinion is based on the politics of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who you're dealing with. Like Detroit is probably super crazy, but I've been fortunate to not have to experience, all that crazy stuff because who I'm dealing with. I'm out there. Every time I've been out there, I've been since I entered Detroit with the gods. That stuff doesn't mean I have experienced the Crips and the hustlers and this and that and the other and tapped in, but at the end of the day, that's my foundation of who I'm out there with. You know what I mean? So it kind of depends on who you tap in with. I think tapping in is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, networking.
Yeah.
Networking is key. And the cool thing is you've already built a brand. But yeah, y'all got a YouTube Crip Jesus, man. He's done a lot of interviews. I don't think y'all know how infamous Crip Jesus is because I didn't know until I YouTubed you. And I saw you've been doing interviews. You've been doing this. I'm like, yo, you've hopped on a lot of shows. There's a lot of other YouTube channels you've been on too. So it's like, it's smart that you're putting yourself out there more than just an artist. Because you got your
Yeah, for sure.
political
I
side.
always knew that my angle was not going to be just the music because, getting out of my situation, I was already like, it ain't just about like the age. It's just about the gap of time. I knew my element was more my story than actual, like, you know what I mean? Like, I have a catalog, but most of that first stuff I'm figuring things out. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I just now really got into where my story is translating into the sound fully. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like you said, it's about putting yourself out there, especially in these times. You got people using reality TV to start their music career. Look at Cardi B. So it's for sure about your story.
Yeah.
Now more than anything.
That's true. No, I see your Spotify too. You got a decent amount of listeners going on there, so that's dope.
And that's where I really want to get, more focused on, like, with the Spotify, play listeners, even some stuff I'm on. It's some things I'm making money off of that I'm not even tapping into. I'm really bull crapping. You know what I mean? Like, I really need like a manager that's into all that type of stuff, just take a percentage of it. I got Deezer, I'm getting money off of.
Yeah.
I've been doing no promo for them. Pandora, I'm getting money off of. I haven't been doing no promo for them.
Yeah, sit down and organize. That's like some business meeting type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of artists will spend time in the studio and don't spend enough time in the boardroom.
Yeah.
I see you've got a hot track called My Religion.
Yeah. So okay. So that was the one I was talking about. Like when I went to the East Coast the first time, that was the one the girl I was telling you about. That she really like the one I was talking about. Be rapping Mobb Deep and got the chip tooth and all that. Then the guys in Brooklyn. But here's the cold part about that track. It was perfect for that time, but not for now. It's like now it kind of gets me flack. Like people will come from Killah Priest and hear me talking deep and hear that one and be like, "Oh man, it's what you know what I mean." So it's still good, but now I'm kind of like in a race and in a fight to overshadow that one. And I don't want to pay to do it. I don't want to cheat to do it. I want to organically, like, okay, I know when that one doesn't always pop up.
Yeah.
When I got one with more views than that, you know what I'm saying? That I've kind of balanced it out now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You get more strategic now.
Yeah, because my first algorithm threw me in there with no jumper, Crip Mac. So to get from there to here, it's like, oh wow, he's touching all four corners of the earth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's cool.
You know, I'm learning. You know, Priest had to tell me, you know, no cussing today.
Yeah. No, that's smart though. And
very smart, because I watch YouTube a lot, right? And I noticed that people have been censoring themselves and all of that. And it's like, okay, it's not so much about the censoring; it's more about the content and who your demographic.
Yeah,
is.
and it's not so much even about being monetized as much as the fact that we have people watching that have their kids.
Yeah, it's a demographic.
Yeah,
because when you look at the baddies, that's all they do is cuss, right? So that's their demographic, right?
Yeah,
cuss, smoke, fight. They don't even have no reason. They walk in and be like, "Hey, what's up, B?" These girls like, "Whoa, what's going on here?"
Yeah,
it's just that's their demographic. So ours is the complete opposite. You might be ayahuasca, ashwagandha with your kids, chilling. You don't want all that, you know, harsh, violent energy.
Yeah, we still got some alcoholics in the chat, but still. We
and they chilling too. They came here for a reason as well. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, we had somebody send in a picture one time of them at the dinner table with their kids, and in the background you can see that on a big screen, on a big flat screen, they had the Killah Priest Podcraft on, and it was like, whoa, that's kind of a reminder that it's kind of a family audience.
Okay.
In a way too. So that's one of the reasons also. But yeah, that's what's up. All right, are y'all ready for the song promotion segment? About to get into it.
Let's get it.
Let's do it. Here we go.
Song promotion. You send in your music, we play it live on the show for Killah Priest and the world to hear.
Yeah, and Priest is watching. If he's not watching now, he watches the playback, just so y'all know. So don't be afraid to submit your promotional music, because Priest will hear it also. That's what's up. All right, let me do some verifications here. Let me check the inbox. We've got a couple submissions so far. Oh, we got more than a couple. All right. We're going to go ahead and start with an artist named 77 Kings featuring Cap Jones and PA Medallions. This song is called Mind Bender. All right, let's go. I'm going to bring it up on screen.
Universal crown at the podium, chains on. What's today's math? Answer or get banged on. Powerful Jabbar, the mad Buddha. Here to knock you out for the Gouda like Zab Judah. Shout out to my shooters that ain't on the internet. Kill you in different ways that ain't even invented yet. As far as politics, I've been a threat. Get ready to die for fucking with my intellect. I'm well guarded, every show you see me in. The world leader, I am no comedian. The Anunnaki giant is carbon-based. My family reunion is outer space. As above, it is below. Hit 'em high, hit 'em low, that's for sure. Gold chain military's my gun show. 100-round drums go. Stupid in the shootout.
Reptilians are resilient. Tunnels in Los Angeles. Wu-Tang affiliates. But first the algorithm is quick. Some are scandalous, vandalous. Manhandle this. What's they can't miss. Wearing velvet gloves, but they filled with the iron fist. What is all of this? You wanna be not bothering the king. You might get slaughtered in the ring, catching the slaughter bin. By that tiger, lion, and a bear. Yeah, you lying there, you lying everywhere.
Physical sage, aura intensifies, deciphering dreams from a higher defense of galaxies turning a bin, innocent and rewriting perception with matter can bend. I am the sage on a rampage, at peace with the storm, peace with Blazer at the planet Asia.
Capture the microphone.
The light is bright inside the mind, refine the contract, underline in time we merge with the divine and separate from serpents who work to drive the worthless and focus on the surface mentality that hurts us. You're more than what you purchase. Carrots dangle so they work us, tossing coal in the furnace. No sleep for the meek, just lunch pails and thermos. Doggy dog world, don't disturb us. It's the same ones you vote for versus us. Cab, yo, I serve them up. Joe on mine, bender, provide and supply the heat in the dead of winter. A wake up call for a room I'll never enter, cause I won't dine with the devil regardless of what's for dinner. Said I won't dine with the devil regardless of what's for dinner.
All right, that was kind of edited in a strange way. What you think?
I mean, I like what I heard. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I you know, I'm not gonna lie. I heard what you're saying. Like it kind of, I think they did that to to make sure we heard. It's probably long. You know what I'm saying? It's probably
Mhm.
like a few people on there gassing up long. You know what I mean? So, but no, I know for sure it is David J. Blazer. That's the best I heard. You know what I'm saying? For sure that like with Planet Asia and all that. Okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Step
I
it
like
up.
that it started with Planet Asia. That sounded cool.
Yeah. That was hard.
There was some cuts in there that kind of threw me off. Like the way it was edited was a little strange, but I guess it's a teaser.
Yeah. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Get you,
All right.
Go check
Then
it out.
I can't wait for the final track then. Huh. I've never heard a song go out like that. Okay. So that's what's up. Shout out to Rasul also. That was cool. All right, let's see what else we got here. We've got an artist here named Reuben and Nora from South Central LK.
Okay.
Hold on, let me go back to this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like South Central Latin Kings. What's going on? Oh damn! Amazing.
Amazing.
Let's get it.
All right, here we go.
Pronto. Still grey, black, cold, red, white, like life. Zooming through programs, 8 amateur page grammar. Treefold, beats bold, Prince Golden, rip rolling, 2 rows tune. Raider, Stone Vader. Attack effortless, hidden in the terrace. Tyrannosaurus trained with go-go. Slow motion, deep energy, spent pacing, Willem giving William. The right rider scrolled. Ignite the mushroom, ghost, dull view. Magic time travel, save focus, laid rummage. Ready, Freddy's nightmare. Right there. There left treasure wasn't admired, Charlie's initiation. Abraham Lincoln loops. Feel the boost, tetrahydro boom. Mexican high baboon. Balloon float red and blue, type M for McDonald. Stare rapid, glare arrow, provider narrow. Speech spoken, heat, soul send, tremor, send center. Play pressure, given texture, smoke going, surface vacate. Scapegoat, break for toast. Uppermost, potent soul, kept gift, pocket kept formed, unarmed. Charm, cam, cane and wearing poncho. Disarm alarm pronto. It's happening, starts black and white. Lens light, fam life. Seeking operation, days full of mystery. Sorry they're one stuck in misery. Shapes up appealing, nutshell, cracked chestnuts, goes promo flow. Programs jam, settle over grams. Hating only on the wicked, only cares to count the money. Selfish care to switch the greed ways and become for real for God's sake. Nod on wake up range. Change spent days cracking the code, seen then believe and dream. Map sky tapping clouds to pillows match Velcro. Ayo freed space notes game ghost. Grey read page the Bible popped open from the bookshelf. Hood nurseries felt the thunder from overburst creating lightning. Strike designing a pendulum, letters addressing best seen novel, Nolan Frank, hidden writing. Life been taught, sniff Tommy, Naomi Campbell soup. Warhol token percentage. Appreciated skated through the spaceship. Patient level 3 element chi. Happy to roam the street without everybody knowing me. Wait, whoa, candy, coconut cream, awarded bakery was all they were brainwashed to see. Like Mr. Faking a Nation, question the public most puzzled. With soul, no sunshine, be lucky to fool hundreds. To create a million at the same time. Can't complain, fine time eventually shows true colors. So be ready to decide appropriately, most high notary.
Okay. What do you think of that? CJ. You're muted.
That's that. Take some shrooms and go boo up with your girl and kick it in the cut. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That's that vibe music right there.
It has psychedelic type of beat.
Yeah.
I felt like the beat was a little low. I would have turned up the beat on that. If I had mixed that, I would have brought the beat a little bit louder. The kick and the snare would have came up louder. The whole instrumental I would have put a little bit louder because you're really on top of that. You know, you're coming in really loud with your vocals and it's cool. But I'm talking about a little bit, you know what I mean? Just bring up that beat a little bit louder so that it's just more level. I usually like to make the snare and the vocals sound like they're in the same volume level somewhat. You know what I mean? So that's what I would do as far as that. And then at the end, it kind of ended abruptly. I would probably do some type of a fade out or something so it's not such an abrupt, like, it's just gone. You know what I mean? Maybe just end with a poof or like some kind of a echo, like bloom, 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 bloom.
Yeah.
Because you want it, because we're already in a transic type of hypnotic state that you want that to end a little bit nicer. You know what I mean?
Facts. Yeah.
To be, nice to your listener. That's what I would do is give it more of an ending. So besides that and the mix, I like everything else. All those vocal effects were cool. Everything kind of fit in that psychedelic realm. The video was appropriate with the psychedelic feel. So I understand that mushroom trip thing because I've done mushrooms a few times. So I do understand that mind state, and it's very nice. But yeah, I would just do that because the instrumental sounded cool. I would bring up the instrumental more. But yeah, great track overall. Great submission. Shout out to Reuben and Nora. That was the most high notary. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Let me check something here. Okay. Oh, got that. 1 second. All right. That's from older. All right. Hey. Let me bring it back here.
We coming this summer.
Yep. All right. So let me just double check the second one here. I don't see a confirmation. Hold on a second. I want to make sure I'm not messing up. Hold on. Real quick. Gonna check this. Nope, nothing there. Nothing there. Okay, we're gonna move on to the feature presentations. Know what I'm saying?
Get it.
Let's do it. All right, let me go check. I just want to make sure I'm not wrong here. No confirmation. Okay. Checking my email. I believe we have some feature presentations.
Features, presentations.
That's right. I should make a whole other intro for that.
You feel me?
Yeah.
It could feature a presentation.
I can have my girl that did the intro. She's got that Brooklyn accent. She can do the feature presentations.
Feature presentations, yo.
Yeah.
Throw the yo in there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. 1 second. My email is high security, so it takes me a while to get into my own email. All right, here we go. I'll just go backwards here. This one is Crip Jesus and Nitro G's. Is that correct? Vultures?
Yeah, Vultures.
All right.
Just off the Blue Tank joint. Tap in July 11, 7-Eleven.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. I tried to tell him. Let's go. Took some chances, but I never took nothing for granted. Hitting the bait like Larry June, but my Porsche's in Spanish. Took it further than imagine the fortress enchanted. Course I'm endorsing my chances with the home court advantage. Then we revamped it, bitch, I'm Big Wolf on the campus. I used my passion, now we fucked around and got established. I wanna get away and fly away like Lenny Kravitz. Killers in that G5 for you big fanatics. You ever want something so bad, get it and sick, you had it. Crisp and static, systematic like it's democratic. Snitching jackets, how can niggas move in that fashion? Different brackets, we was serving with no tennis rackets. Trying to feast up off the culture, these niggas is vultures. Taxidermists, I'm a poacher, cold like Minnesota. And in this soda, I promise you ain't no Pepsi Cola. Already overblowing Kush with the heavy. I tried to told you, weight of the world up on my shoulder, niggas vultures. In the room full of people, I'm a loner. Hopping out the Rover like it came with the chauffeur. Son of a gun, coming fresh up out the holster.
Baptized in holy water, son of a pharaoh's daughter. Came from the sands of Egypt to Harlem to Nicaragua to the blocks of South Central where they killed Nipsey the prophet. Alhamdulillah, I should change my name to Muhammad, cause I really be hustling, saved all my niggas from struggling. Remember Janky was banging, he made $1 million from nothing. Still got love for my cousins, still we don't fuck with each other. Nobody understand me, my own father and mother. I spent some nights cold and lonely in prisons undercovers. I spent some nights with some hoes I ain't know was undercovers. When I look in your face, I can still see you, my brother. But the sad part is we'll never fuck with each other. I'm G-Body, arm, leg, arm supreme. The real ones, Black Illuminati, free supreme. Peace to the guys in the earth, peace to the gods. Peace to Free Bar and High Cypher, tap in with me, God. Peace to Black Knowledge. Medina, tap in with me, God. Peace, God. Peace to Allah E-Rule. Free my king. Fuck all the stitches. Free King 7 Allah. God. Blue Gods is back. We here. King 5 Allah, we here.
Global Telite. You have a prepaid call from an incarcerated individual at San Quentin Rehabilitation Center, San Quentin, California.
Yeah, I tried to told you, weight of the world up on my shoulder, niggas vultures. In the room full of people, I'm a loner. Hopping out the Rover like it came with the chauffeur. Son of a gun, coming fresh up out the holster.
Your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. If a rapid charge gets called, to accept this call, say or dial 5 now.
Nice. See, that's a nice fade out right there. That's cool, man. Good piano. Good beat, good mix. Y'all killed that. Now, where's that gonna go? Oh, you're muted.
Oh yeah, shout out Nitro G's. That's either gonna be like in the beginning or at the ending. I don't know, because it has a, because when I played it for the guy man Kepra, he said, man, it got that long feeling at the ending, like with all the shout outs and all of that. He's like, man, you might want to put that at the ending. I said, all right, I might. But at the same time, I don't like to follow the rules neither. I really feel like it kind of sets the tone.
Yeah, shout out to Menkempera. I forgot he sent in a super chat earlier.
Peace of God.
But yeah, that was chill.
I think as a DJ though, with a long ending, it's better off towards the ending than the beginning.
No, I like. I mean, with the samples.
Mm-hmm.
No, I like the way it was. It was.
No, I'm saying as far as if I was on the Blue Tank joint, when I ordered the songs, that'd be towards the beginning or the ending, because McKevra was saying that should be towards the ending because you got the long, I got the phone call and you saying all the names and all of that, you know what I mean?
It would depend, in my opinion, it would depend on the other tracks.
Yeah.
I would have to hear the other tracks first before I put it in any kind of order. It does have a good ending to it, but I would have to hear the other tracks because that could go as number 2. I would need to compare it, when I assist Priest with his orders, I go through every single song and I write down the mood.
Yeah.
And then I'll kind of create an idea based on what I wrote down, and then I'll go back and listen to it in a certain order. But yeah, each song will put you into a zone, but like I said, you got to compare it to the other tracks to get an accurate placement, you know what I mean?
Nah, for real.
Because you never know.
Keep the energy a certain pace in the beginning for me personally.
Yeah.
Like that to me, that was more soothing. It had like a jazzy type of, you know what I mean? You might want to wind down with that.
Yeah. Menkempera sent in a super chat earlier. He said, "Peace to the Podcraft." He said, "My new single is out." Hold on. His new single's out. Hustle. Shout out to Menkempera.
Shout out to Menkempera.
And shout out to Reborn the Rebizzle. We missed your super chat earlier with the $5. He says, "Peace AD and peace Crip Jesus."
Peace.
And shout out to Mega Boy. All right. Cool. All right. This next one here is also by Crip Jesus. It's called 40th Chamber.
So you remember the 4th chamber?
Yeah.
Say he mentioned Crip in there. So when I came with the whole thing, the homie, shout out the homie Super Low, he hit me up like, nah. This Blue Tank thing should be mine. He showed me, he had the tattoo with everything, the Wu Tang symbol with the rag print in there and everything. I said, oh, you on there. So we came together and made 40th Chamber. We both from the 40s, the 40 Crips. So it's I don't believe in coincidence, man. So, this is just like a full circle moment for Killah Priest, of people raised up off of his content, his science, you know what I mean? So
nice.
Two people used to listen to him, joined similar hood, similar mathematics, both learned supreme mathematics, both on some God body, and now we here, 40th Chamber.
That's what's up.
Tap in, Blue Tang, July 11th, y'all.
Here we go.
Brother, let me go first. Those men, they need to see that we're not scared of them. Maybe when they see we're not afraid, they may even back off. My swords!
And it was written that a king would come for those who they thought a king was not. Who shot your holes through your heart chakra and the pineal gland, your medulla oblongata? I'm like palm trees on Crenshaw, my roots is ghetto. Got carbon 15s that can shoot through metal. The king home, sit me in my throne, gather around. About to blow this bitch up, bro, I'm counting it down. So take 10 rappers, hit them with 9s with 8 shots each. That's 7 of them laid 6 feet deep. Let's go. You got it for 5, I got it for 4, and I got 3 left. So if you cop 2, you can get 1 more. Let's go. I'm so good with mathematics, can't leave them asthmatic. Yeah, these rappers is ass backwards. Coward ass rappers, they should not try me. When I die, I wanna die like Muhammad Ali. Looking for me, I be with Mujahid Allah. That's his real name, it's on his ID. That's the way it sound when we smoke a whole pound and laugh at you fake rapping ass, capping ass, no bars, Danny bars inside the backpack ass rappers. Yeah. Look, that's the way it sound when we smoke a whole pound and laugh at you fake rapping ass, capping ass, has no bars, Danny bars inside the backpack ass rappers.
Knowledge, cipher, culture, knowledge, boom, God, we living in all times. My mind's my 9, my pen's my Mac 10, my target. You capping ass 9, rapping ass fuck, nigga. Soon as I hear your bars, I'm like, fuck. Niggas really running around this bitch exposed with they skirts up. You spit a verse and I'm feeling like it's the worst shit I ever heard. I just giggle and smoke my herb, let it burn past the 3rd degree. Bitch, I'm God in the flesh, I'll never bless you with the word for free. Nigga, the game is to be sold is what they told me. So I'ma put a rapper to the test like he was Obi-Wan Kenobi. We can build and destroy, boy, it's all on you. But I'ma still figure 8 in front of the gates and elevate. Paint a picture with words, look how I illustrate. And they can imitate, but it's proven once I demonstrate.
Where'd you learn Kung Fu? At Shaolin.
Okay. Yo, that left me wanting more. You put a reverb on the samples.
Yeah.
Which was different.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that, and you see, it's the cold part, right? Them some real South Central grimy lokes right there. They don't even think we could get in, you know what I mean? They don't even think we coming like that. You feel what I'm saying? So I know Killah gonna love this.
Yeah. That was cool. I dug it. The chat room went all fire for a minute too.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Hold on, I'm about to hit you on the other line. Yeah.
Yeah, I was digging it.
You said the chat feeling it?
Yeah, check out the chat room.
Well, yeah, tap in, y'all. July 11th, man.
You still got fire. So remind them.
I got Super Low right here on the line.
Okay.
Bro.
Yo.
Say what's up to the people, man.
What's going on, man? How y'all doing? Lokes in the building.
You feel me? The 40th chamber. You feel me? We did that, Brody. It's a full circle. Tell them it's like a childhood achievement thing for us. This ain't even just about.
Man. We just been waiting to get some music in together.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds good.
What it's about, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, shit looking beautiful, bro. We gonna make this shit happen. This is just the beginning. You already know.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So peace to all the guys. Yeah, so we got some real ones right here building with Supreme Math and all that with Killah Priest. It's just a full circle moment, and for that being 4th chamber and 40th chamber, you know what I mean. So that's gonna be number 4, obviously, right? So you bro, that's how we do it that way. AD.
That's clean.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely
shout out Malik, shot by Savvy. He did all the engineering, put the samples on there and all that. That's why it was so clean. Because them samples ain't even we mixed them up. They don't even go like that. You know what I'm saying? We recut them and all that, man. We really been working, you know.
Nice.
Yeah, man. I see you been getting big promo going on too, man. That's
man, I just talked to King's son today.
Hey, man, that's crazy, bro. I've been watching King's son for 2 weeks. I ain't seen him since back in the day, and then he just started popping up on my album.
Nigga, I just talked to him today. I was in front of my spot with G-Body, and he had him on the phone. And he was like, yo, God, I was out there with Born in them, but you know, Wakil told me to link up with Allah Dominant. He said, you the one. I said, he's like, yeah. He was like, yeah. We was out there chopping up.
Crazy. Hey, that's one of my childhood MCs. I used to really.
I was telling AD don't even know who he is. I said, man, we about to take you to school, AD. Crazy.
I'm learning.
That boy was dropping knowledge way back, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like King's son was the first person. He's how I knew what the Pan-African flag, what the colors on the Pan-African flag stood for. You know what I'm saying? When my boy said, red for the bloodshed, black for the people, green for the land to be utilized equal. I'll never forget that line, bro.
Exactly.
Dang.
Oh, man, King's son, bro. It's
right, go ahead, go there. AD, go do you like a shroom or something, turn on some King's son, and you probably gonna be, next time I see you, you're gonna be like, peace, God.
I gotta check it out, man. I gotta check it out. Nice. That's what's up.
Right, bro, I'm tap in for sure. But yeah. Yeah, man, we just working, man. Like as you can see right there, I'm working hard. AD, you've been listening to me for a couple years, so you know that ain't my necessarily sound. So I've been working to stay to keep the integrity.
But
I mean, I didn't want to just make it like some Crip thing, like woo and blue. Like, nah, bro.
It's very appropriate, though. I mean, you definitely hitting that sound. The chat room was lit up.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what they like, man. That was cool.
Yes, sir.
That was cool. You got
priesthood, you know, it's really royal priesthood, you know what I mean? So really, I don't, you know, I like when I went up over there, you know, tapped in with Da Vinci, it just really kind of like, all right, bam, you know what I mean, set the tone for me of like how I really wanted to put it together. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that I'm gonna keep it real though. That one I had to cut for years though.
Yeah.
Not with Super Loc on it though. That's where the cultural side becomes with the you know, the 40s and the 40th chamber and the putting the kung fu on there. I just had the song in the cut, just my verse and the beat. It was like my lyrical song, like, you know what I mean? But then it was like, oh, we got a reason now? Oh, we Blue Chain? Oh, let's do this. Come on. So just know I got some more for y'all in the cut. Yeah, it's some more like that. I got some I had to cut for years that, you know, it wasn't appropriate yet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But now that we got the stamp, we out here. We putting the swords out.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
You had another one here. Was that a third one?
Go ahead. Yeah, that would, yeah.
This one's a Blue Tang feature.
Yeah.
Is there a title for this one?
Actually, man, AD, you know, hey, you know, we're just gonna keep it gangster. It's real hip hop. There ain't even no title for this one yet. This is just me in this lab working.
So we'll call it Blue Tang feature.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta name it something.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. Okay, here we go.
Yo. Yo. The blue God, the true God. Killah Priest. Blue God. Behold the lethal weapon. The words coming out my mouth moving 1,120 feet per second. Right here between Normandy and Weston. I see my name etched into the same walls as my Blue Tank brethren. We the ones you hear about when you come to this section. We the ones you gotta call if you want some protection. Hit Super Loki, he come to hit you with the Super Soaker. Your bitch gave me brains for a Blue Tank poster. Shaw Razcast, Contra Costa, Planet Asia, Killah Priest and all the guys in Asia. My bars got so much data. One verse can make a Mac computer crash like planes in Malaysia. Killah Priest the savior, Crip Jesus the Grim Reaper. It's Blue Tanks in 2033, nigga. What? It's Blue Tanks in 2033, nigga.
That's the feature.
That's fire though.
Hey, believe it or not, man, I probably got like 30 like that, bro. Like where I just get off and just maybe we go hook or something. I got so many like that, like, hey man, you know, AD man, you know, I'm telling them, man, tap in with me, bro. I'm telling artists, I'll be like, man, I got something to cut. Like,
I like it.
You know what I mean?
So
shout out to Nitro G's, that's him on the beat.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. So that one's still under construction. You about to add more to that, or you about to have someone else on that?
I got a bunch of them like that though. Really, how I work is I like to make a lot of them like that. You know, I really like to share the tracks. The ones where I'm by myself, that just mean I was really in the zone.
Yeah.
Because I'm even willing to pull myself off. You get what I'm saying? Like, so if I make a whole song and you know, we spark it off, and we want to do something, I'll pull my second verse off or my first verse off for you. You know what I'm saying? So me making the whole song just mean I was really in the zone. And if I released the whole song with just me on it, that mean we just never found nobody to hop on there, or we sent it to somebody I ain't want to do whatever. You know what I mean? I be scaring dudes off sometimes. Keep it real, AD.
I believe it.
They excited. They hear me. They be like, I ain't about to get up on there. I can't think of nothing better. You know?
No, that verse. I mean, that beat also. Like you can hear it. It's meant for some profound lyrics. Like, I couldn't jump on that one either myself because it's too profound. I could hear Priest on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know what I mean? I need like a rugged boom bap for me to really shine.
Yeah.
What I can do, I'm not as versatile as other rappers. I only sound good on certain beats, but that one's ready for. I feel like Priest can hop on that. You know what I mean? That's up to you and Priest, but I can hear how he would just kill that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sounds cool though.
He was short. Yeah, he was short. And you know it's cold because that's me going through like the most unorthodox or maybe throwaway beats he got. You know what I mean? It's to find little sounds that everyone else couldn't handle. You know what I mean? So it may, he makes tons of beats. So it may be like these are the ones everybody turned down. Like, yeah, slide that. Because people don't always turn. It's not always about it being whack or not. Like you said, it's a science to these things.
Yeah.
Because even me, I can't rap on that beat. If you want to be honest, that's why when I rapped on it, I used that different voice. It doesn't sound like, you know what I mean? That's why yo. I was doing all that on purpose, like to force myself in there. You know, that's me actually working. That's me working. That's not me having fun. That's me working. Like, all right, you know, write something for this. That's not even the tempo I usually use.
Yeah.
But I like how it came out.
That's what's up. All right. So let's see. That concludes, I guess, today's song promotion segment. Wait a minute. Got a last minute submission here from Aurora Borealis. Here we go. This one is called Android Sixten, produced by Aurora Borealis. All right, here we go. All right. What'd you think of that? CJ? Is you there?
My bad, I be muting it because the beat be banging so loud. I don't want to give no feedback. I can hear the RZA Bobby Digital influence. I think you need to do more with it though.
Yeah, I think it needs a bass line.
Aurora gets lazy sometimes. It's just like, oh, I got the beat. Yeah, loop it. It's like, come on, man, put some drops in there. Bring a shake in. Bring a sample or something. Have fun. It's no lyrics on top of it, so at least you can do is let us have fun with it. Like that's what it, bro. This is hip hop. So when you're the producer, you're taking the role of the DJ. Okay, so understand yourself in that way. So it needs to be samples, it needs to be exciting, it needs to be drops, it needs to be. You're taking the role of the DJ. Okay.
Yeah, I think it needs like a bass line because the high end was doing something like there's a melody going on, but I didn't hear any bass line per se. You know, I could have added one, but
even just like boom, boom, boom. You'll die tonight if you don't have the boom, boom, boom. You'll die tonight if you don't. Yo, boom, boom. Like, come on, man, put some sauce on that damn thing.
Yeah.
You goddamn dry ass hamburger bun with just a little link up in there. No relish, no mustard, no ketchup, no mayonnaise. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Hook mine up. I'm from the hood.
It did need that. Let's see. Okay, so shout out to Aurora Borealis for that. At least the mix was not that bad. You know, his snare was better. His kick drum's getting better. You know, I'll give him that benefit. So that's cool. That's what's up. Okay.
That was A1. I liked it. Like I just said, just add the sauce on there. Don't just give me just a look. You know what's up. I always tell him that when he do that. You know he do that every now and then.
Yeah.
You get that track, you get excited. I know what that is. I know that's the track you're saying.
Oh, right. You're getting a little bit of distortion there. I think because you're muted, but you're still coming through. That's weird.
No, I'm unmuted for sure.
There you go. Okay, so that's it for the song promotion segments. Hit me up on the email if you guys have any questions. We've got some that came through that didn't have a confirmation come through, but no problem. If we don't play your track today, or if there's any kind of problem, we can play it on the next show, which is this coming Sunday. It's only a couple days away. So hit me up if you have any questions about that. I already have some discrepancies I got to take care of. So I will email you back about those. But hit me up on the email, ad@killahpriest.tv, if you have any questions about your submissions, or any problems with your submissions, about something going through or not. And if we don't play them today, we'll play them next time. But other than that, thanks to everyone who submitted those tracks for today's show. And that's it for song promotions. Anything else that you want to say, Crip Jesus, before we close out?
No. Thank y'all so much, man. I had so much fun this episode. Much love to the Podcraft. I just want to thank y'all for, everybody in the audience, all the love, even the haters, because they always challenge me to rise up to the occasion. Like, nah, I ain't enough, man. You talking about you just. So I thank y'all too, man, for making me finally blue tang. All right. It's a dream come true. Okay, all right. You know what I mean? So we pull it up, we hop it out as real as it gets. It is what it is. And yeah, we'll be here. Be there, be square. You'll be seeing more of me. Okay,
that's what's up. All right. And we'll see y'all on Sunday for Sunday's show.
Real priesthood.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. Shout out Da Vinci. Shout out Kai Zodiac. Shout out Man Kepra. Shout out Ty Phoenix. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the chat room, M. Kush, Wagi, Solar Facts, Aurora Borealis,
Underland Fortress.
Yeah. And we out. See y'all on Sunday.
They sent the spies from the 12 tribes. They felt vibe from men whose stature was high. No lie, Joshua and Caleb reported that they saw walls with alligators and satyrs. The screech owl, men renowned, each bow. I see down above this weed cloud. I'm flying. The land's packed, the sons of Anak. Know where they camp at. A black man sat wearing a ram's hat. Demanded tax. In his sand with traps. In his hand an axe. Metal headband with cracks. His face was scratched. Shisha, Ahiman and Telma. El was their allies. Brothers that fell from high, the evil that dwell inside, the people that swell in size. 12 spies, they came to a brook where they saw a great bush. They saw grapes and took. How amazing they look. The place was called Esco. Look at the death toll, so grab the grapes and let's go. The Jebusites place heads on spikes. If they see Israelites, then they're dead on sight. So they fled in the night, reporting back to Aaron and Moses about the people before Adam and their culture was the oldest. They said they heard of their grandfather Arbor, wore giant armor, defying honor, triumph and conquer. Rapha, Genesis 6, printed on bricks, Enuma Elish, the tombs of their prince, left ruins huge in the cliffs. Japheth, Ham, and Shem, Anakim, sons of God, daughters of men, they slaughter for skin. Read about them, Job chapter 1, verse 6. More verses, Job chapter 38, verse 7. There's many more sons that lurk the heavens. Look the book of Daniel chapter 3, verse 25. Wings with plenty eyes to demigods. Kings built their cities high. Ben-Ha, Elohim, some say spawned from the devil genes. That's one way, but what of the Holocene? But as the days of Noah were, so shall the Son of Man supernova occur. Re-going to her, Asterith, Ishtar, and fish gods. Molech, slow death, cut the throat necks. The lamb's blood, the bull's horn, then wears the goat flesh. Goliath, the giants, the tyrants. Osiris, see the carving of Gilgamesh, that whole lion. 700,000 mail-clad horsemen and chariots of fire. 700,000 torch bearers and cross wearers. They saw seraphs, sword shepherds, protected by cherubs. 800,000 angels with daggers of fire. 1 million slingers and shield bearers in front of messiahs. 400,000 bearers of lamps. 500,000 through the fiery axe. At the Nephilim camp, the sons of Anak. The impact took man back. The book of Numbers, ancient Cush and others. The south of Hebron, winged people before Edom. The king of Edom sits with his queen and she's blonde. Be gone, sons of Anak, near Iraq. Cross the map, they're back. But of course we're at another story.